everybody, this is Mr. Mike, and you are listening or watching the GamezAttack podcast here on the Old Freaky Gamer Network, as I would like to call it, or OldFreakyGamer.com. This is episode 42, Lawsuits and Businesses. How's it going, everybody, as I let the theme song go? And it goes pretty quick, too. So, everybody, let's see here. Welcome. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a good game.
Enjoy your gaming.
Or,
dude, go fuck yourself.
Here, Mr. Cartman. I love this audio board. You gotta know when to let down the audio board a little bit. Sometimes you don't want to push too many of these and do too many audio boos. You don't need too many of those. Welcome, everybody. This is the GamezAttack podcast. If you did not know, a video game podcast about what? Video games. And what do I know about video games? Who am I? Who is this guy, this ravishing-looking stud of a guy? Well, my name is Mr. Mike. I like video games. I like to play video games. I like to know what's going on inside the industry of video games, the gaming industry. I like to talk news about video games. And then, did I say I like to play video games? Well, I try to like playing video games. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's not as easy because, you know what, this isn't my full-time gig or anything like that. This is just a hobby gig. This is my, as I like to say it to everybody, whoever joins me later on or early on, this is a hobby gig that I will try to do for the rest of my life. As long as I can keep gaming, talking, hearing, seeing, all the senses. As long as I can do all that, hey, I will continue to do this. As long as the internet is still up and running, my back end stuff is still working, like Podbean and making websites and stuff, and it doesn't all go crazy, too expensive and shit like that, and it gets out of proportions and stuff, or things don't get shut down in the background like YouTube or whatever, which I don't think YouTube will ever shut down, but you never know. They can change it to make it where it's not like, oh, you make your own content and it's free to do so, any of that shit. I like to make content. I like to play games and do gaming streams, and I just like gaming overall, all in general. Some people say I go overboard, and they're like, "Oh, you like to call yourself a gamer, and you're more of an Xbox fanboy than an overall gamer out there." And yes, I can tend to say that, yes, I do tend to prioritize Xbox gaming over all the other consoles and installations, but that's only because I'm an achievement whore. I love the achievements. I love what they do. I get Microsoft rewards. I do all the reward stuff on the back end, so it makes it saves me money on purchasing games overall. I save a lot of money on purchasing video games because I use those credits to get cheaper video games, or I can use it for anything really, whatever the rewards card. I can even get an Amazon gift card if I wanted to, but I usually get an Xbox gift card, and I try to save some money on some of those higher priced games. Games aren't as cheap as they used to be, folks, and who knows? I hate to say it. I don't think for the future, I hate to say this, but I'm going to say it, and I know it's like October, it's the spooky season coming up in a bit, but this is really spooky for gamers alike. I believe if the industry does not change its course anytime soon, and it doesn't try to lower costs across the board and stuff, I have a bad feeling. This is a bad feeling. I have a bad feeling that either this generation or the end of this current generation, whatever this generation is, or The next generation, I can see that maybe, just maybe, we might see video games going higher in price. And knowing the industry, and I'm seeing that I'm getting some lag here, it must be because I'm doing encoding on top of doing this as well. So if I see this go outrageous, I will do a pause on one of the things here. I'm trying to encode some Blu-rays. I'll talk about that in a sec. I like to do multiple things on my PC, and there's multiple things, multiple tabs open, a lot of memory and graphics stuff being used in the background, so I'm not surprised. So if you see a little hitching and glitching in this episode, if you're watching this the video form of this podcast, then you'll that's why. It's totally my fault. Anyways, I do see video games going up in price in the future, and I hate to say, seeing an $80 video game at launch will put a lot of people, most of the gamers out there, if they're not just willing to throw their money away, I'm seeing that would be the downfall of gaming. If they go up to $80 a game, I can see a lot of gamers out there just going, nah, not gonna have it, not gonna have that. That can hurt the industry as a whole, especially when they still tout, oh, the industry is bigger than the movie, film industry, and a lot of other entertainment industries out there. I'm like, yeah, but you're going to ultimately hurt yourselves and flush the whole industry down the toilet if you don't do something to prevent too much cost and saturation on stuff. And I'm going to pause this for a second because I'll wait. Let's see what happens here. Like I said, I got some ripping I'm doing in the background, and I don't want this video to suffer, but it's barely any lag or anything. It's just in the point percentage, but still, I like to have the smoothest, crispest video as possible for your video watchers out there. But for you audio listeners, I bet you you're not seeing or hearing a damn thing wrong. Anyways, video games are expensive. The hobby of video games, which is my bad hobby, but a good bad hobby, very expensive. Very expensive for buying consoles, building PCs, buying accessories, and of course purchasing the games in general. It is a very expensive hobby. It used to be a lot cheaper back when I was younger, a younger Mr. Mike. It was a lot cheaper when games were just $40-$50, sometimes $30. Now it's just blown out of proportion. I'm surprised the film industry hasn't followed suit. Why don't they decide to make I don't know. I know that sometimes you see Blu-rays for $30-$40 or $50 for some of those tin ones. Like I was seeing, because I want to I can't wait to get that Deadpool and Wolverine movie that's going to be coming out at the end of the month. I think that's the 22nd. They got the steel book editions, and I think it's where you get the Ultra HD Blu-ray copy. You get the Ultra HD Blu-ray copy, DVD copy, I think, or digital copy. I think also DVD and digital copy. I don't know. They give you a whole bunch of stuff, and they only got a few editions, and it's like over $50 for this collector's tin edition of the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. And I think the cheaper versions, if you just want the Blu-ray and DVD or Blu-ray and digital or whatever it is, I think those run for like $30-something as well. So not cheap, but I can understand, because you're going to buy it once, you're going to see it a million times, and the movie industry isn't as like it was, and it's still cheaper. I think it's at a right price point. And if in games, if they were still at $40 or $50 around there, that would be a good price. I'd be like, okay, $40-$50 for a game. I'm not going to complain and yell and whine if they had it there. But now with the $60-$70 now that they want for games and a lot of remasters and remakes that they've been still shoveling out to all of us. Not that I'm complaining. Like, eventually I'm going to get that Lollipop Chainsaw Repop and that Dead Rising, which I might get Dead Rising for Halloween, for like the Halloween episode, if I do a Halloween episode of a Let's Play or a Game On or something. When is the Halloween thing going down anyways? What is that? Is that the 31st? Is that a Thursday? Is that a Thursday? I think that might be on a Thursday. Let me double check because my computer don't tell me shit. I know it's, as I'm recording this, tomorrow's Columbus Day, which this podcast, if you're watching this now or listening to this, I'm recording this on Sunday, the 6th. It might go up the same day because this week I am very, very busy. So it's going to be, Halloween's the 31st. I kind of thought so. So it'd be the 31st or the 1st. I can actually do it on the 1st because that's Friday. And that would be even better to have an extra spooky season, like the end of the spooky season, just play some Dead Rising remastered on that day. I'm thinking about it. I am definitely thinking about purchasing Dead Rising remastered around that time. I don't think it's going to go on sale yet, but I'm thinking of purchasing it anyways, just to play it, see what those new things are like. I should really technically not purchase it. I should wait till it goes cheaper in price and then maybe play something like more Dead Space, because I still haven't been in Dead Space. I stopped a while ago. I think I haven't played it since the last time I did a Halloween episode. It's a great game. It's just it's very involved, and I was just like, I got so many other games to play. I know what Dead Space is like because I played it and beat it like 5 times. But I bought it because it's a remaster. Anyways, I do plan on purchasing. I still do like remasters and stuff and remakes, but I don't think they should be charging for like outrageous prices for them as they have been. Like they're thinking they're like brand new games. Oh, we polished this up a bit. We added a little bit of spit shine, a little bit of updated audio and visuals. $60 price tag, $50 price tag. Okay. But that's how it goes. That's how we have to deal with things. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm ripping things on the side. So I bought a bunch of Blu-rays. I bought a lot of anime. I bought some stuff like this, Full Metal Panic. This is one of the animes. It's got some sexy anime ladies in this thing here I'm seeing. And then I bought like Seven Deadly Sins or something. That's another anime that was interesting because it had sexy anime ladies in it. I'm not gonna lie, the sexy anime ladies, and then the stories in each of them I was reading, and I'm like, these could be interesting. And I purchased like some other stuff, some other seasons of other shows, TV shows that I originally just recorded digitally, but I'm like, well, I'll buy them on Blu-ray because they're at a decent price and I can just rip them to my server and have better quality copies of them, because I think all the recordings were 720p and these are all 1080p plus HD audio and stuff like that. So I like to do that. I like to purchase my media, especially the way that, like AKA the film industry, the Hollywood likes these streaming services, and the streaming services just keep getting more and more expensive. They're losing more and more good content, so the content isn't even up to snuff as their services. Like, there's things on like all these services that I want to watch. Like eventually, and I'm thinking around Christmas time or something, if I'm off a day or something, or even Thanksgiving, I'm thinking if I'm off, like I might take off Friday after Thanksgiving, I might get like I'll purchase a 1-month subscription to like Disney Plus and Netflix and Amazon Prime just to watch some of the recent content that's going on those sites, just to see the recent content, binge watch it all, and then cancel them because it just does not appeal to me to keep going on month to month. I used to have like most of the streaming services month to month. and subscribing to them for video service and stuff. But after they just kept trying to bump up that price, and then the content kept slowly sliding out of their services and stuff, and then you can't even watch or see what you wanted to see down the road. It just really bothers me on how that's gone. It's going the wrong direction. And Netflix is the biggest sinner of them all, because they're like, oh, we got all these subscribers, we're making homemade content, but we're going to raise the price every month or so, and eventually people aren't going to want to pay $30 a month. What are they up to, like 21 a month or something? Whoa, I'm still getting some major encoding lags here, but it's almost done, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. I'm just letting you guys know, yes, I'm still encoding. I got like 3 more episodes to go, and then when that's done, it's done. So I don't know. I'll wait to do the rest after the show. Anyways, yeah, if they're like 21 or more dollars a month now for streaming, like Netflix, and then who knows? I'm sure it'll try to, after that WWE Raw deal, and they're gonna have Raw on Netflix now. Eventually, they're gonna put that up, and it's gonna go up to $30 or something a month, and I bet you a lot of people will start dropping off of that service. Just like how I've heard that Amazon, and I know this isn't all gaming related, but you got to think of how Hollywood does things. You got to think the gaming industry is a separate part of Hollywood, that they do the same stupid shit sometimes, but with video games and stuff and their services, it's like, yeah, I think Hollywood is going in the wrong direction in these streaming services, because they're just going to push those people out of their own market. And for me, as a smart person like me, I like to purchase my media physically. So I like to buy DVDs and Blu-rays, and I buy DVDs of seasons if they don't have them on Blu-ray. But I like to buy mostly Blu-ray right now. I know a lot of people will be like, well, why don't you just go to Ultra HD 4K and get those discs and rip those discs? I'm like, 1080p is good enough for me. It's good enough for me. That's what I deserve. I could do 4K for stuff, but it's just, I don't. Like, my TV's 4K, but I don't have a 4K setup hooked up to it. I got 1080p. I would have to change my whole receiver, my surround receiver, and my cables and stuff, HDMI cables, and I just don't. They're fine the way they are. Once the receiver gets, old enough, or if it breaks or something or whatnot, then I'll go ahead and upgrade my stuff. But if everything is good, and I'm getting at least 1080p 60 and stuff, or 30 or whatever the videos are encoded at, I'm fine. I'm just fine. And eventually down the road, if my TV ever goes, I don't think I ever had a TV break on me, an LCD TV or any TV. I think even my one old school console TV that I used to own back in the day when I was younger, that broke a little bit, but then my mom got it fixed by like one of those Sears repairmen, and that thing's been kicking ever since. I basically sold it really cheap and gave it away to somebody that wanted it for their retro gaming. And I'm like, yeah, I would use it for my retro gaming, but this thing is so big in my house, so heavy, I just don't want to be pushing it around, keeping it around. I got flat panels, and I still do got a CRT, like old school TV set. It's still brand new in a box upstairs in my house. It's like what is it? I don't think it's a 32-inch. I think it's like a 27-inch or something. It's a smaller one, but it's big enough. It's hard to tell. You can't really tell by this, but think of me in this box here. See where I am in this virtual box here? Think of that. It's big enough. It's big enough. But if I ever wanted to crank that bad boy out and hook up an old school console or something to that, it'll run. It'll run perfectly fine. I even have a VCR still somewhere in the house. I don't know where, but I kept a VCR as well, because those things are ancient and they're probably worth a lot of money. And the VCR I have, it has the remote control has a seeker dial on it where you could go fast forward and rewind, just like you would if you want to do editing, video editing. It's got like an edit droid on it if you could seek through your VHS tapes. Oh man, that thing is amazing. Where was I going with all this? Oh, yes, pricing. Yes, so I purchase my media physically. I buy Blu-rays, stuff like that, and that's just fine for me, And then I don't have to pay up for all these streaming services and stuff. Like I was just gonna say, Amazon just announced that they're gonna put more advertisement in their Amazon Video service, and I'm like thinking, wow, you really just want to kill your own service. You guys are really already going downhill in profitability and whatnot. I don't know why. They sell so many things to so many people. They sell a ton of things to me. I purchase tons of stuff off of Amazon still, even though I don't have Prime, but I usually purchase more than $35 anyways in my products, so I just say, hey, free shipping's free shipping. I don't care if I wait a little bit longer, because it's not like I get 1 to 2 day free shipping anyways around here, and I live here in Buffalo, New York, and we got a hub and stuff, and they don't give me like 1 to 2 day free shipping. They give other people 1 to 2 day free shipping a lot of times, but for me, no, I never get that. I always have to wait a certain amount of time to get my stuff. So I just figure, why even pay for the service? I don't want ads in my video. I don't want to pay extra money to get rid of ads in the video, which I'm sure they're going to raise the price of people that don't want ads in their videos. They're going to raise that price as well, because why not? Just everything keeps just going up. Everything, anything that costs money just keeps going up now. It's such a bad state of affairs that we're in this whole world right now, where everything's just getting more costly. You'd think with the advancement of technologies and what we're doing and all that stuff, you would think costs would be going down for stuff, but it seems like everything's getting worse than it was, and that's a bad slippery slope, especially in the video game market. So that's why I buy Blu-rays and stuff. I own tubs and tubs and tubs of Blu-rays and stuff that I rip. I put it on my NAS drive, and I can stream them anywhere I want. On my phone, anywhere I want around the world. On my TVs, my computer, wherever. So I'm my own streaming service. And, of course, the quality's always great. It doesn't matter if the internet goes down or something. And if I want to watch extra bonus stuff, I can just go ahead and find one of the Blu-rays or DVDs and watch the extras on them if I wanted to, which you don't get with most streaming services and stuff out there. So it's a win-win, and plus, my content just doesn't disappear unless if somebody stole it or I had a fire in the house or something. It just doesn't disappear like those big mainstream services out there. So to me, it's a lot better. And it's the same that's going to be happening with the video game industry. Now that everything is mostly digital out there, a few exceptions here and there, and then you got the Nintendo Switches, which is still an exception to that rule, but mostly video games have been digital for a while now, and they said, because there was a rule or this law that Gavin Newsom and California was passing or whatever, or was going to sign to pass and stuff, that states, hey, if you're going to say you're going to get your game or purchase this game, you got to make sure that actually says you're purchasing the game, and it's not just a rental of a license. Because a lot of people think, oh, I purchased this game digitally, I own this game. No, you do not. You might only be renting the game technically, or owning for the game temporarily, and if they revoke the license to that game, then you lose your game, and then you cannot play your game. So that's one of those creepy bad things that have been happening in the video game industry, where it's like, oh, sometimes you're getting a license to a game and sometimes you're actually buying the game. That's what I always thought with Microsoft and what they were doing when you go onto Xbox.com and you want to purchase a game digitally and stuff. Sometimes it says, I always wondered why this was, but sometimes it says, oh, purchase this game or buy this game. Like some of them says, yo, you can purchase this game or you can buy this game. And it says you own this game and stuff. And I think it said something around in the terms of, like they say in certain games, if you're buying this game, you actually own the license or whatever it is. And I never read the fine print on that. I was always wondering, why does this one say purchase and why does this one say buy on the Microsoft store? And I never knew that until thinking of it now when I heard about this law that California and Newsom was going to do. And I'm like, first off, California and Newsom have way bigger problems to worry about than consumer affairs with video game licenses and purchases. You got a whole economy and a state that's crumbling underneath you, but you're worried about stuff like this. It's like Biden. What is it? Student loan forgiveness. Help the dock workers get all this extra money. Don't you got... Well, the dock worker thing might have been more important because that's our economy that was stuck on the piers. But, and we do got some wars going on, but it's not our war. But, of course, we're going to still keep involved with some of them. But, anywho, what does video games and stuff have to... What we got to worry about that? Why? I don't know. It's a weird time in this weird world, folks. So why don't we get into talking about video games, especially video games that I have played in the past weeks. And mind you, if you're looking at the show notes of this podcast, if you look at the show notes underneath on your YouTube video or in the podcast feed, all these games, yes, I played all these games in the past 2 weeks, but most of them I just play bits and pieces of. Like I was just doing a little bit. So I haven't really been doing as much gaming as I wanted to because I just haven't had time. I got a lot of stuff going on at home and at work. I am next week or this upcoming week, before I get into this segment here, I might as well talk about it now. I'm going to be doing some home cleanup stuff coming up. Not this week so far. It's going to be part of this week, but it's going to be mostly the next week. I'll try to do some stuff this week, but mostly next week. I want to get more of this stuff done where I'm preparing for the winter times here in Buffalo, New York. So the weather's been pretty decent, but it's getting cold, very cold out. And I got some outside stuff to do. I got to take down stuff off of my front deck porch. Got to take the blinds down. I got a lot of, winterizing stuff to winterize around the house with. So I have, so this week in general, I'm going to let you guys know that there is not going to be any midweek videos or anything. At least not that I am going to announce, or I'm not going to have in the schedule. I'm not going to have any midweek gaming videos or anything, any Let's Plays or anything like that, because I haven't had time to record any Let's Plays or other sessions or something. I haven't been doing any gaming sessions. I haven't even been able to be playing any Star Wars Outlaws. That's been the biggest sin of mine, not being able to play any Star Wars Outlaws yet. I will super try today. But I'm also been in the problem of been on a Minecraft bender recently, which maybe when I get back into playing some Minecraft, maybe I'll use this opportunity to just record a Minecraft mining mayhem, and I might just throw it out there during the week or something if I got time. But otherwise, my time is limited because I'm talking about home stuff, but also at work, we got a lot of corporate and other stuff going on at my job at work, and hey, they're gonna give me some extra overtime, and they're like, Mr. Mike, please stay longer this week. We got corporate guys coming in. Could you please stay and fix and clean and help us do all this stuff at the job? Because I have an actual labor job. I'm not just sitting there in a chair like I do here doing nothing. I'm actually fixing, cleaning, doing a whole bunch of stuff. And they're like, oh, could you stay? You could get all these extra hours if you want, because we don't, like most businesses, they're not offering that much overtime. And technically, I don't really care about overtime that much anymore, because it's like, I don't really need it to. They take more out of your taxes that way. But I'm like, once in a great while, sure. So they're offering me unlimited overtime. So the next couple of days, basically Monday and Tuesday, I'm going to be doing some pretty big overtime. So it's going to be taking up my time from working out, gaming, stuff like that. So it's going to be, that's why I'm going to try to put out this podcast today as I'm recording instead of Monday tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm going to be getting out very late at work, and I don't know if I'm going to be not tired enough. I'm going to be a little tired and stuff, so I might not be willing to put out podcasts and stuff like that. So it's going to be crazy. But the following week, after next weekend and stuff, we'll see. But on that Friday, I might not have a game on live session or anything. I don't know yet. Don't quote me on that. But this week I should still have a game. I'm still going to have a game on live session, so you do not have to worry about that. Okay, so got all that out of the way. Like I said, I can't wait. I hate winter, but I cannot wait. Oh, also I got going on this week. That's another thing. I got to get some new tires on my ride. They finally paved our freaking side road here with brand new asphalt. So I'm like, ooh, now I can buy my new tires for my vehicle for this winter. So that's another thing I got to do. I got to prep up my vehicle so it has some new booties on it, on my ride, so I can have some good non-slippage tires for this winter time, because who knows if it's going to be a good winter or a bad winter. Anyways, got a lot of stuff going on at home. And like I said, I don't make money from any of this stuff, so I'm not obligated or to put out content every single day like other people do, because that's their job. See, me, this is a fun hobby. This is where I chillax and have fun. Like here, talking to you guys about video games. Well, eventually talking to you guys more about video games. I think I've been talking more about my own personal life than that. But, I try to keep it at a minimum. So you guys, because you guys are here about the video games. You're not here to hear about my mundane, boring life, living life, being an adult, doing adult stuff. Okay, back to the video games. So the games that are going to be on this list from the games that I played in the past weeks are not that big of a list. Or it is a big of a list, but I haven't played them as much as I would like to. So here we go.
The games that have been played in the past week.
Enjoy your gaming.
That's a good game.
Dude, go fuck yourself.
Yes, I always add Cartman in at the end because that was the best. And two, that Skyrim thing. I've been having fun in Skyrim with the past, which we're talking about now, because been playing Skyrim on PC every Friday, and that adventure is going to still continue. I'm going to continue on until I actually beat the game. I've been doing some side stuff. I've been doing some main stuff. A lot of stuff that's been very long, which I'm thinking it's main stuff more than side stuff I've been doing. I'm getting the Elder Scrolls and doing this. Some of the stuff has just been really mundane, where you got to run around and collect things and find people and stuff, and it doesn't tell you where to go. That was the recent stuff, but anywho, it's fun. It's been fun, a fun ride. I don't know exactly how far I am in Skyrim. There's still a lot of tasks on my task list of the game, but I know that a bunch of them, of those missions, and I'm trying to wait till these people with the whining emergency vehicles with the wow 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 wow. Always when you're talking on a podcast. Otherwise, I don't know if you can hear that in the background, but it's really loud and annoying to me. Otherwise, a lot of the missions on there are broken, and I can't do them on that. Not the main missions or anything, but a lot of the side quest missions. I was trying to, make the list go bye-bye by completing all the side quests, main quests, all that extra stuff in Skyrim, but it's more so looking like I'm going to just have to push on and go ahead and do the main quests without doing as many of the side quests, because if they're all broken and there's people that you should be able to talk to and they don't let you talk to them and all that other stuff because it's a Bethesda game. Well, that's how it has to be. As long as I can complete the game, it seems more like that I can continue on playing the main missions and the main quests and stuff like that, and still have some fun. And then like I said, I don't know when. I feel like I'm getting closer to completing Skyrim, and I hope that's the case because I do got other games I want to play, like Star Wars Outlaws and Minecraft and a bunch of other things. Maybe I'll get back into Starfield down the road. I don't know. But a lot of other things I want to continue to play. And, of course, there's always more games coming out. But Skyrim's been fun. Like this Friday, upcoming Friday, there'll be another Skyrim stream. I think I'm still completing. I think that is ongoing with that Elder Scrolls thing. So that's all I got to talk about Skyrim. Like I said, Friday we will continue doing more streaming. I might try to do an extra longish stream this Friday, depending on what's going on and what's happening and how tired I am by that time, the end of the week. But I do plan on playing a lot of that and try to get a good chunk of that game done, depending on if I can find things and people and places in the game, find out what I could have to do next. So if you want to continue on the journey of joining me and watching me play more Skyrim, hey, that's great, because I've been getting a lot of people watching me play Skyrim. A lot of people like Skyrim out there, I still think. That's why I see a lot of people watch me play that. So great, good on that. The other game I was dabbling in that I will go back to once in a while, it's always fun to play, is Palworld. We will be talking more about that with the ongoing so-called early part of the lawsuit. Nintendo's filing against Palworld, but Palworld and PocktPair, which is the company that makes Palworld, PocktPair, they seem to be still trudging along and releasing games and releasing the game everywhere. It's even came out in Japan on the PS5 finally. I guess some hold or injunction got tossed or whatever. I don't know what happened to that, but they got to put it out in Japan. It's going to be coming out on mobile eventually. Oh, yeah, we'll be talking more about that in a little bit. But it's a fun game. It's a fun thing to do. It's not just about the so-called rip-off Pokemon or anything, the pals. It's building, it's exploring, it's fighting. It's a whole bunch of stuff. It's a great game. I'll definitely be getting back into that for once in a while because it's just a fun game to go back to. And you can, just like Minecraft, you can get out of that game for a long time, come back in and still know what you're doing and what you want to do and go and do stuff in that game of Palworld. And I played many, many, many hours of Palworld because it's just so much fun. It's so much fun to be in that world, and yeah, it's just a great thing. As I briefly paused recording the podcast, I'm watching on the screen here behind all my other stuff for one of my news stories on Palworld and stuff, and I'm watching a trailer for Palworld on the screen as they're showing off Palworld and stuff like that right now. Palworld's been a major success. It became a major success, and it kind of dwindled off a little bit, I guess, from people's minds and all. And then Nintendo basically did their stupid lawsuit thing after a while, after they updated Palworld, after PocktPair, I should say, updated Palworld, and then after Nintendo came after them, it seems like Palworld just got ultra popular, even more so again, and it's like, oh, did that whole lawsuit just help PocktPair and Palworld get bigger? Like I said, we'll talk more about that in a little bit, but I've been playing some of that on and off. Next game, like I said, this game I got back into after getting the server. I should have got the server back and working and up and running again because I'm back in my world. I'm back into digging out my mountain, and I'm going to eventually build more stuff. I actually built a trolley way, a little minecart way that goes up the mountain now, so I can just take my goods my blocks, my whatever, chop down that mountain, zip it all back to my super skyscraper storage building facility. And yeah, I'm back at it, folks. I'm back into Minecraft again, and I got that Minecraft itch going, and it's like, if there's any game I've been playing a lot of over the past couple of weeks, it has been Minecraft. I got that Minecraft bug. I don't know why. I don't do too many things that are super special or interesting in it. I just like to dig out stuff, eventually build more stuff, but yeah, I went Minecraft crazy again. I'm trying to keep my head leveled on it, but it's so easy to just pick up and play and do stuff. And even if I'm doing stuff for at least 5 minutes or something like that, it's just so easy to pick up and play and just, it's crazy. That game is crazy. I don't understand how and why I can just continue to keep playing it, but I've been playing it for years and years and years. Since I was a younger little Mr. Mike. When did it come out? When I was in high school? I think it was like in the beginning of high school or something. End of middle school, definitely beginning of high school when I first found out about the game of Minecraft. When Notch Persons just put it out and it was at the barest of bare bones, and I was watching my one friend Matt play the game, and I'm like, what is this game? And then he showed me what you could do in the game, and it was so bare bones. It didn't have 90% of the stuff that was in it. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, that's pretty shit sweet. Just for the stupid little shit that you could do in the game, and then it evolved and evolved and evolved, and I'm like, oh shit, Minecraft. And I've just been hooked ever since. It's a game that could suck you in and never let you go. Minecraft. Yes, it's a fun game. Great game for all new young gamers, upcoming gamers out there. Stick them into Minecraft first, let them have some fun around in that, and then let them see if they want to go and tackle other games down the road if they're not stuck into Minecraft permanently. Got to watch out for Minecraft, what should I say, alcoholism or Minecraftism. They're going to be Minecraft fanatics, or they're going to be addicted to Minecraft too much, like me. Gotta watch out for that. Another game I've been playing that I've been jumping in and out of, and it's been really fun when it just came out. Even though it's bare bones, but I think the price is semi-right. It could be a little cheaper. It could have been like $20, but I can understand why Ubisoft's charging, what was it, $29.99, $30 for it. Monopoly 2024 edition. There's two boards. There's a Living City board, and then there's your base, bareback, base, old Monopoly board. And you play games in Monopoly. You can do certain rule sets that they got in there. It's very bare bones this time. They don't give you as much as the options as you used to get in some of the other Monopoly games. You can unlock a lot of tokens, which I'm still trying to figure out how to unlock other tokens. I know you got to go in the city and search for a lot of your tokens, but there's other tokens that I would like to get, but I don't want to get on Ubisoft Plus. Now, that's the only thing that bothers me about that is their Ubisoft Connect part of the Ubisoft centric thing of the game, where it just screws me over because it's like, oh, you want to go to Ubisoft Connect, you earn some points in it, and it's a big screen that takes up a big chunk of your usable gaming area. It's like, and sometimes it pops up like 5-6 times. It's like, you only have to pop up once. I already know. I don't care. I'm not going to go to Ubisoft Connect. Never. Ever. And you can't turn it off, apparently, and that pisses me off. But, I just wait patiently and wait till that dumb, stupid shit goes away. But I've been having fun in it. I've been jumping in, playing against some AI bots and stuff. I think you could play it online, but I mostly just play it with the bots because I like the bots. They're pretty funny. And don't quote me on this, but this Saturday, I'm hopefully going to be playing a Let's Play of Monopoly with my friend, my old friend, Mr. Truth. He's from my earlier podcast days of doing more broader forms of podcasts, not just gaming. He might be coming in to my studio that day on Saturday, and we might be playing some Minecraft together. Not Minecraft, Monopoly together. Oh, he could probably play Minecraft, but I wouldn't trust him in my Minecraft world. But we're going to be playing some Monopoly together, 2024. It's the most basic, bare bones game ever to play, and I think he could be pretty interesting. And I want to see how he does in the game of Monopoly with me, and see if he can handle like a 2 to 3 hour game session of Monopoly. Because after we play Monopoly, we're going to go to the Texas Roadhouse and get ourselves some ribs and stuff like that. So, and that doesn't open until 3 p.m. And if I can get him to my house around noonish time, then we got noon to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. Got about 2 to 3 hours before we go and we go get our ribs and stuff. So, not a big deal. It's a good time waster. But I want to really play some Monopoly with him. I think he can get it. I'll help him along the way with the controls and stuff because he's not a gamer, so he doesn't really know the controls. But he's done gaming. He's played PlayStations and stuff in the past. And I think Monopoly will be very easy to learn and figure out for him to do. So we might be playing some of that this Saturday. Don't quote me on that. Things could change, things can happen, but if he comes over, we play it. I might make it a Let's Play. I'll do a video of both of us, and I'll make it a Let's Play for that game. And then I'm playing on the Series X, and it plays very well. I haven't had any hiccups or crashes or anything. I saw other people on the review side of the game. They were all complaining that they couldn't finish the game, that it was crashing, there was tons of bugs and stuff. I haven't run into any of that. None of that. And I played some weird games. I had the game still running, and I forgot to save multiple times, and I would just turn off the Xbox, and I come back, and it would do the whole resume the game thing. And I would do that, and it would just bring me back into where I left off in the game of Monopoly, and I'm like, oh, and people are complaining about what? I think the game does just fine with its game saves and states and all that, and I haven't seen any bugs with that game yet. It seems pretty polished to me. Bare bones, but polished. And if you like Monopoly enough and you're willing to spend $30, well, there you go. Or you can wait, because it is a Ubisoft game, and you can wait down the line. I'm sure it'll go to $20 or less down the road before the holidays, because it is a Ubisoft game. And you know what? Hey, I like Monopoly. I like to play most of the Monopolies. The only Monopoly I did not play or care for when I watched the whole trailer and how they deceived it is that Monopoly Madness. I just never got into that because I didn't care one damn thing about that. It was not a Monopoly. They just slapped the Monopoly game logo on it and did some stuff and called it Monopoly Madness. It was not a Monopoly game. So I didn't play it. And I don't believe in that. But like I said, on the Series X, it plays well. Like I said, Ubisoft, I would hope you'd start bringing out some of these games, not just on Steam, but maybe Xbox PC, Xbox PC store or something as well, where you can sell Monopoly on there, and I could play it on my ROG Ally, and I could get the Steam version, but I want the Chivos and stuff because I'm stupid and ignorant. So just want to say that. Been also getting back into Vampire Survivors, folks. You remember that little game? Yeah, it's a little game with a lot of content, and it's a lot of fun, and I've been popping on and off back on the PC version of Vampire Survivors. Just surviving. Just trying to push some of these survivors through and beat certain more levels with them and stuff, and unlock new abilities and characters and whatnot. So I've been having a lot of fun with Vampire Survivors. It's the 2D, up and down, side-scrolling, self-shooter, one-stick shooter, fighting, whatever you want to consider it, kind of game. It's really fun. It's really interesting. You can get challenged at times, and it is a game. It is one of those games that I'm very happy that came out, and it's a game that you can always go back to anytime you want. The next game, which just went on got on the Game Pass, Game Pass Ultimate, either for Game Pass for PC or you can get it for your Xbox console. I got it for both because I found out that We Love Katamari Reroll Plus Royal Reverie. Yes, that's the whole freaking name of that game. It's basically a remaster, I guess, of some of the old stuff and redone. I don't know. They re-put it out. Plus, it's the little alien prince character that rolls up items and garbage and whatnot, and it rolls them the biggest balls that it can, and then his lazy, stupid incarnate of a dad takes that away from you, the big ball of junk, throws it up into the sky and creates a new planet and stuff with it, hence the Katamari Damacy thing. It is a fucked up game. These games were out there for a long time, and they're just crazy. And being now that they're on Game Pass, and I get to play them and earn achievements, and then I can play it on the PC and earn more achievements, it's just a fun combination because they got separate achievements for both PC and Xbox play with We Love Katamari Reroll Plus, Royal Reverie. But it plays great. It looks like what it's always been looking like, Katamari Damacy. There's nothing more I have to say about that. Nothing more. Let's fast forward through most of these other ones. I also went to the Truth's house, my friend, as I call him, the Truth's house, Keith's house, whatever you want to say, or whatever I want to say. I went to my friend's house the other weekend, so we played a little bit of games. He actually was watching me play these games a bit. I was showing off my ROG Ally. I hooked it up to his big screen TV to show him how good it looked, and it looked and played really good on his big screen TV. I even had my Bluetooth controller connected to it. It turned out quite well. It was a great play session, and we played a bunch of. I played a bunch of games. I think he played. Did he play anything? I don't know. I played a bunch of games, and these are the games that I played, and I just played a little bit of each. I played some GoldenEye 007, which basically that I played on the Series X as well. So I've been jumping in on that one. So don't quote me on that one. Forza Motorsport for the ROG Ally and Killer Instinct on the ROG Ally. So those two games playing some, because he's a car guy. So he liked me playing Forza Motorsport and racing around the tracks. He understood how the game was supposed to play. And, he was helping me do some of the racing. And I showed off Killer Instinct to him, too, because it's a great fighting game and plays excellently on the ROG Ally. And I hope someday we'll see a Killer Instinct 2 or something, because why not? Have a real story mode, a proper story mode in it this time, like they do for everything else now out there. Like, they got it for like a Mortal Kombat-esque thing. Put it in the next Killer Instinct. Make the Killer Instinct characters a little more realistic, better than ever. I would like a new Killer Instinct. That's just me saying that. But those were the games that I played in the past weeks, folks. So, yeah.
Knock, knock, open up the door. It's real.
Now let's get into talking about the biggest news of the game thing, and then we'll get into the regular news. But we'll talk about the top of the news here. Ubisoft. We're also going to talk about PocktPair and Nintendo, but Mr. Ubisoft, Mr. Guillemot, Yves Guillemot and the Guillemot family and all that stuff. The biggest news that just dropped not too long ago, and this has been like a rumored news type of thing, but it's been floating around. It's been in talks behind the scenes that with all the stuff, all the so-called ongoing, should we say, turmoil within the company Ubisoft, because they had a lot of turmoil and shit even before all this, but they always had shareholders say, hey, you should sell the company, go private or whatever. You should leave the company. The company should be split off. It should be this, that. A lot of the games weren't selling. A lot of games were too broken. A lot of games were this and that. And, there's always been all political stuff, all behind the scenes gropings and stuff I've been hearing because of a lot of sexual problems behind the scenes in these game companies, especially Ubisoft apparently, because guys can't keep their hands off the ladies, and maybe sometimes some of the ladies can't keep their hands off the guys, or vice versa, or ladies on ladies or guys on guys. We can't always say it's just guy on girl, because it could be more than guy on girl. It could be girl on girl, girl on guy on guy, stuff like that. Can't always just say it's just one thing or another, but hey, stuff has been going on in Ubisoft for a long time. So apparently Ubisoft, behind the scenes, the Guillemot family has been in contact with Tencent, which I think owns a little minute portion. They have a investment in Ubisoft because Ubisoft didn't want them to have a big investment because they didn't want to have Tencent take them over, but they got a little slice of that pie. But now it's being reported in rumors and talk and a whole bunch of more stuff that I'm going to try and move my mouse pad too. Well, might as well, because I'm going to be using the mouse over here. That Ubisoft and Tencent might be in talks for the Ubisoft company to go private, and that Ubisoft and Tencent would purchase the company outright from all the shareholders and take the company private. Now, there's good and bad things taking a company that big private after it's been in the stock market and stuff for a very long time. Ubisoft has a lot of studios, that work on many projects, some projects, probably the biggest projects like Assassin's Creed and stuff. But they got a lot of people they got to pay. They got a lot of things that they want to make, and they got some high expectations, but their expectations sometimes get a little, fucked up behind the scenes. I don't know. Anyways, otherwise they're considering a team up with Tencent, even though they didn't want them to own them outright, to take the company private, where they would both own like half the company each, and they don't have to do any shares or anything anyways. They just split the profit 50-50 or whatever would be behind the scenes. I wouldn't know exactly, but they talk a lot of numbers here. But let's just say they want to work on a deal where they own a good percent. I guess right now, the Guillemot family, including Ubisoft boss Yves Guillemot, holds just over 20% of the Ubisoft shares, with Tencent owning just over 9%. Let's see here. At the time of the article, though, shares in Ubisoft had rebounded to a whopping 26.33% because of the news of them maybe wanting to go private. Because I'm sure a lot of these shareholder people are like, ooh, let's buy up more of these shares. So if Ubisoft and Guillemot family and Tencent decide they do want to purchase the company outright and help it go private, that buying out our shares will make us more money because we're going to have more shares in the company and the share price will go up and stuff. So basically it's one of those, let's see if they'll actually do this. And if they don't, we'll just sell our shares. It's a it's a game. The stock market, I think I talked about this before many times. The stock market is a stupid game. It's a bad game. It is gambling. It's a bad game. It's a bad thing that happens. I always say if you're going to have a company, better or not, having a company that you don't have to answer the shareholders is probably a stronger, better company in many ways, because you don't have to, we don't have to make this amount of money, and we don't have to get share prices and shareholder values up all the time. We don't have to worry and stress about that stuff. We don't have to atone to stuff, because you just make your games, and if the games sell, you make money. If your games don't sell, you don't make money. That's what a private entity in anything, or the gaming business, or anything in general, happens to be. But once you're in the life of, our company's a corporation that we have in stocks and interest in, they get sloppier, because then that means you got to go to shareholder meetings. They got to tell you, we're looking for this much growth in your company. We want you to make this much more money on your stuff, and we got to make some more returns on our profits, because they're trying to get in the end game for the shareholders. They're trying to make as much money as possible themselves, because that's what they do. And they're not so forgiving if a company is struggling a lot in terms of bringing out the best overall products to make money on. I think that's also the same thing that's happening to like Squaresoft, or over at Square Enix. I mean, they're just expecting shareholders and people. I think they're a public company, right? They're not private, are they? I think I should look this up. Is Square Enix public company? Is Square? I know they're not Square Enix anymore. Square Enix, public company. Square Enix Holdings Co. Ltd. is a Japanese multinational holding company, video game publisher, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, they are stocks. Okay, they do have stocks. Okay, I did not know yes or no, because sometimes a lot of these companies, you think they're in the stock market or in some kind of thing, and sometimes they're not. But Square Enix is, and they always, all their games, even their remasters of their beloved franchises like Final Fantasy, which I can tell you all is all because of them just only supporting the PlayStation for a while now, has been hurting their sales, and I don't think Sony's paying them as much as they would probably like on their game, but they're not making as much on their Final Fantasy games and stuff, because they've been only releasing their games on one platform mostly. I think that's what was one of the big things. Plus, their expectations have been too crazy high. But Square Enix is one of those companies where it's like, are they doing good or bad? You know, same thing for them. But Ubisoft is in that threshold, and they've always been in that threshold. And they've been just outright needing to do better. And games like Star Wars Outlaws has come out, and a lot of people have been saying just tons of negative stuff about it, the game. Saying it's buggy and still broken or whatever, not fun. I don't know what it is. A lot of people have been questioning what it is. I played Star Wars Outlaws since day one, since the first day it came out on my Xbox Series X, because I want to make sure everybody knows what I'm playing it on. I wish it was on PC, but because it's not on Xbox for PC, I can't buy it on the Xbox PC store, and it's eventually going to come out sooner than later on Steam, because their whole Ubisoft PC selling back-end store people don't want to buy games directly from Ubisoft. And Ubisoft should understand that. They should just put their games, everybody should just put their games out on every platform, every storefront. And then whatever you make money-wise from those storefronts, you just make money from those storefronts. I know, and excuse me, I'm just trying to adjust my chair because my leg is killing me here. I might have to pause the podcast before I talk more, but my leg is killing me a little bit, so I'm trying to ease it up a bit. Anyways, there's a lot of storefronts out there. Sure, a lot of them charge like 30%. I think even Steam charges like 30+% for the games, or cheaper depending on the publisher. But yeah, sure, you'd be losing a little bit of money off of each of your games, but you'd still be making more because you're out in more places around the world, so more people can purchase your games. But a lot of these companies like Ubisoft, Take-Two, Rockstar, stuff like that, Activision Blizzard was like that. They like to keep things behind the gates, behind those solid gates, where they're like, you can buy it, but you gotta come through here to get it. We're not gonna just let the game be sold everywhere, because why would you want that? It's like how Rockstar does GTA and their games, and their Red Dead games, where they don't come out onto PC for a very, very super long time, if at all. Because isn't Red Dead 2 still not on PC? It's like, and I understand the concept why they don't want to put it on PC. It's because they put the game out on PC. They know that code could be taken and used and blah, 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 blah. It could be stolen and that. There would be a piracy of the game. It's a lot of stupid because there's a lot of criminals out there. And they got a lot of worries about that. And it's really stupid worries. I think they should just release the games out on PC day and date as the console counterparts. But what do I know? I think I know more than them, but a lot of these people are just overbearing on what they want to restrict. And the same goes for Ubisoft. And it's hurting Ubisoft because they're just selling Star Wars Outlaws in their own PC store, and they could be selling on the Xbox PC store, the Steam. I think they were selling on an Epic Game Store, but a lot of people don't want to buy their games from the Epic Game Store either. But if they had it on that, on Amazon, if they had it on like GeForce Now, other stuff, they have way more people going, ooh, I'll buy that Star Wars Outlaws. But I played it since day one. And all the gripes, all the stuff from all the people is a bunch of bullshit. Now, note, I will retract a little bit of this statement that I just said. The stealthing at first was pretty hard for me. The stealthing, because this game is a lot of stealth in it, on the Star Wars Outlaws. The stealthing was getting pretty hard, and I have videos on that too. But after I learned more of the environments that I was in and what the game is and how you can interact with the enemies, because the enemies are pretty clever. They should be dumber, but they were pretty clever. I think in the patch they made them a little bit less aware of you and stuff in the game, and they made it a little easier for you to sneak around and stuff in those missions. So they did tweak it a bit, but otherwise the enemies could spot you pretty easily in the game. But there's a lot of also places in the game where you can hide really good in plain sight, in steam vents and stuff, and in the high foliage, which hides your person and stuff like that. There's a lot of places you can do where you can hide. And what I found out very helpful, even though this could make it still take a little bit longer time to beat or get done and beat the quest or whatever, the biggest thing would be to hide in one of those brushes or something, whistle at an enemy, because the whistle thing is like, and you can whistle. I can't whistle for shit. But whistle to the enemies and have them go, whoa. And if they they recognize you or what recognize the sound or they want to investigate, you can whistle and have them come to you in the brush and stuff, in the high brush or the steam vents. And when you get that little action that says take them down, then you just take them down. And I've been, like I said in the last couple runs, I've been doing that, hiding out somewhere, bringing the enemies to me little by little and knocking them out and having a big pile of bodies there that apparently the enemies still can't see those. Go figure. NPC enemies can't be smart enough to see their own brother in a big giant pile until the end of the time. But it's really interesting on what you can do to get around certain objectives in Star Wars Outlaws in the game. That's why I like it so much. It's an intriguing brain learning adventure, which makes it easier. So Star Wars Outlaws, like I said, game-breaking bugs in general. I don't know if that was mostly for PC players or something, because it didn't say anything about, oh, it's on everything. There's bugs on everything, PC, Xbox, whatnot. Like I said, I played that game since day one. And sure, the stealthing was a little bit tricky and the enemies were a little bit outrageous, which I heard that they just patched those things out. We'll talk more about that. I think I got some more Ubisoft news and stuff in the news section, but I never had a problem with the game. I've been having fun with the game. I learned a lot in that game, and now that I'm on Tatooine, I gotta play it more because I'm on Tatooine, and Jabba the Hutt and all of them are there. But I came to understand the game the way that maybe or maybe not the developers would want me to play it, like where I can take out a whole empire base by taking down all the people by whistling them to these hidden spots and knocking them out and taking them out and shit like that. The only problem I think of the game that I wish they would have let us do in Star Wars Outlaws, I wish I would be able to, just like you can do in Assassin's Creed, because you could do it in all this. I'm not going to say all the Assassin's Creed, but at least the newer ones. You could pick up the dead body and you can take it somewhere. You should be able to do that in Star Wars Outlaws, where you can pick up the dead body or the knocked out body, take it somewhere else, throw it in a cavern, throw it somewhere else, throw it in a what am I trying to say? A storage crate or something, just like Hitman. If you can go Hitman in that game, that'd make the game even better, because then it's like, oh, I can just knock out this guy and take him and hide him in a closet or something. I don't know. Just thinking out loud. Otherwise, it's not a bad game. Avatar, great game. Eventually I'll get back into it, but it's just a lot of game. I played a good little chunk of the game of Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, but some of the controls on that were a little bit I understand it's more of a Far Cry-ish type of game with that one, but otherwise, I still liked the game and what it was doing. I just got to be better at being a Na'vi, and I'm not good at being a Na'vi. I just got to be better because I want to ride on my flying dragons and stuff like that eventually down the road in that game. But Ubisoft's Star Wars Outlaws, that game has been whoosh, like butter. I've been loving to play it, even though I haven't played it for a while now. And I haven't come across any of these game-breaking bugs or whatnot. So I think like other analysts and reporters and game journalists out there have been saying, a lot of them are thinking it's just Star Wars burnout or it's a Ubisoft and they know these game people. Because we always say it. I say this also as well. Wait for the games to go on sale because it's a Ubisoft game. Those games usually go on sale by the end of Christmas or something, so it's easy to get games at a cheaper rate from Ubisoft, but maybe, excuse me for the yawn, maybe they got to, I don't know, it's hard to even to think of what they got to do. They just got to, because they can't make the games cheaper. They got to make money on these games. They just got to get that mindset out of people's minds. Maybe not lower the price. I know they would want the money if they lowered the price, but maybe try to keep that price point up a lot longer or something, or do some more, and then do some more more stuff to their whole. I should think better before I speak here on this stuff, but they should overall release the games more polished, I guess, because I guess people are complaining about polished, but make them so that people don't think that they need to wait for them to go on sale. They want these people to want to buy these games day one. And then if you keep it off sale, like Sony with their games when they put them on Steam, a lot of those games rarely go on sale. Like that Ratchet and Clank game. Originally, I purchased it for 2 seconds, and then I refunded it because I'm like, no, I'm not gonna let Sony have my money, even though they had a little sale on it. I'll wait till there's a little bit better sale on that Ratchet and Clank, a Rift in Time game, and then I bought a different game. They got to get people out of that mindset. Maybe hold off, or I don't know how it all works, but behind the scenes, maybe they'll say, no, this game's still going to be $60, $70. And people will have to live with that until they sell enough copies and stuff and then drop the price. I don't know. It's a hard question. They got to get people back into the mindset of, ooh, this is a Ubisoft title. It's a great title. You want to purchase it. They brought out that Prince of Persia side-scroller. People loved that. People bought that. I don't know why StarWars Outlaws isn't selling it good. I love the game. I want to get back into the game. If I ever get off this podcast, I'll get back into the game. But, it's crazy because that company's had a lot of problems, and one of those major problems is trying to sell those games and make some profit without doing too many egregious stuff. But they tried it all too. They even tried to get Ubibucks or something going on, and it's just been one crappy thing after another, and it's crazy. Just simply crazy. So my answer for Ubisoft is maybe, I don't know, can't say take more time on games because game making time takes way too long. It's hard to say. The market is very fickle, and for those of the people that jump ship, forgive the speech, but jump ship off of your titles and stuff and future titles because you haven't been releasing quality products for a while, and that all the other stuff that's been going on, it's going to be really hard to get people on your good sides. That's why I always say and suggest and say maybe some of these big giant game companies should have their studios make smaller games most of the time. I know it doesn't make as much profit because you got to sell them cheaper, but make smaller games sometimes and then make some big games, like a few big games. Like if you're going to make a StarWars Outlaws 2 or something, I would like to see a future StarWars Outlaws 2. Will it ever happen? I rarely doubt it. If this game hasn't been a big sales success in Blockbuster, I don't know. I don't know. It's not like it's a just Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Unless if they just don't like Kbps and they don't like it that there's no Jedi in it or something. I don't know. I like the criminal underworld of Star Wars. I think Star Wars Outlaws, Kbps, and Nix, I think they're great. I think everything's great. But again, what do I know? I'm just the guy that purchases and plays video games for fun. I'm your average consumer. And then pushing back Assassin's Creed Shadows for, I guess, hopefully they're just doing more polish and it ain't trying to take out the black out of the game or change the tone of the samurai black man warrior. I would hate it if they did that. People got stupid ideas on how games should be, and the whole notion of we're not liking this Assassin's Creed Shadows game is because there's a black man as a samurai. Ooh, such racism. That's what I gotta say. I say that's some gaming damn racism, people. I cannot wait to play Star Wars, Assassin's Creed Shadows when it comes out next year. That should be fun. So Nintendo suing PocktPair. We've been hearing about this. I've been seeing all this stuff. Recently, like I just said, Palworld escaped indefinite delay, launched Palworld on PS5 in Japan, despite the survival game's ongoing legal battle with Nintendo. It's like it never happened. They're just like, okay, we're gonna release it on PS5 here in Japan now, because we released it everywhere else. So basically, a little over a week after shadow dropping in 68 countries, Palworld landed on the PS5 in Japan, putting a swift end to the indefinite delay. So if you didn't know about this already, Nintendo is trying to sue PocktPair, which is Palworld, the developer of Palworld, because it's infringing on some of their so-called patents. Now, these patents would be software patents, if you didn't know, for the game, like a throwing of a Pokeball or something else, or maybe how they move or run or something stupid. I don't know. The problem I have with Nintendo, the video game, the Apple video game world, is they got so much money. They make so much money from their products and services. They got so many lawyers. They're a very litigious company for every little thing. Like, it's just crazy in how many things they want to sue. They want to sue every game emulator. It doesn't matter if they're doing good or evil, whatever. They want to sue everybody with anything that could hinder or hurt their business in the now or the future. They want to sue them. They want to cease and desist them. They want to get 100% control. It's either a Nintendo way or the highway. That it seems like they're looking a little ridiculous right now. And I don't care that PocktPair and Palworld are doing what they're doing, especially because Nintendo isn't suing them on the fact that they may or may not be using creative licensing on having their pals look like some of the Pokemon out there, which I've also stated that most of the Pokemon that are made nowadays is like chairs and lamps and ceiling fans, stuff like that. And it's like, it doesn't really matter anymore what you think a Pokemon is, because a Pokemon could be anything and everything. And you can't just sue everybody and everything because of you don't like it, because it's might cut a little bit of into your pocketbooks or something. I don't know. Or they're scared that our Pokemon games aren't, even though they sell like gangbusters all the time. We haven't really been improving them like they should be doing. You know, the Pokemon company hasn't been improving Pokemon games for a long time now. They did a little bit and they didn't go far enough. They could do a lot more, a lot better with their Pokemon games, but they don't. And maybe Nintendo is a little scared and say, maybe we'll sue and maybe we'll make money. Maybe we'll take our shitty products and sell them even more. I like Pokemon just like the next person. I'll admit that, but their recent games have been somewhat more like the same thing over and over again. With Palworld, deny me all you want. You could say whatever you want. It is not a complete ripoff of Pokemon. It has a lot of Pokemon-esque in that game. But then, like I said, you got your Fortnite stuff, you got your Minecraft stuff, you got a lot of different stuff you can do in Palworld that should not hinder anything. And it doesn't matter what the characters are looking like. Your Pokemon don't look like any of these characters on the screen because your Pokemon aren't as good looking because you don't make them that 3D. You don't do as much. So unless if they're starting to call some of these like Pikachus and Squirrels and shit in Palworld, I'm pretty sure Palworld should be good to go. I take this personally because I bought Palworld when it came out and people were talking about it. I'm like, oh yeah, let's try out this Palworld thing. I saw people play it. I'm like, okay, this is fun. And then they built upon it, just like how Minecraft and everything was. And I'm like, Palworld could be my secondary Minecraft because I'm having fun playing in it and in that world. And it's just crazy. The biggest, craziest thing that I've been listening to lately that people in the game industry / journalists gaming journalists out there is talking about how Nintendo is also filing for patents, and it's suing for the Nintendo is filing for the patents it's suing Palworld with in the United States as well. Though some non-final rejections could complicate matters. So Nintendo, just like they're doing in Japan, is apparently allowed to, I don't know why, is allowed to update and put out new patents and then just sell and then just litigate or sue Palworld and PocktPair for these newly updated patents, which is like, to me, it's total bullshit because it's like, unless if that patent is strictly something that it has to be in all your games and whatnot, I don't know. I think the whole thing on patents, registered trademarks, all that stuff, all that filing for, to protect it was all to protect the little guy and the little company and stuff. And then now it's like, oh, if you got the money, you could file for all these patents and trademarks and stuff and sue the shit out of people. And as some have stated, excuse me, I'm trying to stretch too because my neck's killing me. As others have stated, Nintendo is being like a patent troll right now because they're going after Palworld because they see it as a threat because it's making a lot of progress. It's making a lot of money. There's a lot of people like me playing Palworld. And Nintendo wants either some of that money or they want them to go away, go bye-bye. So that's why Nintendo's suing PocktPair in Japan because they're both in Japan. And if eventually Nintendo decides to try to come to the United States market or elsewhere, it's going to be a little harder for them to litigate something like this in a case. I think it should not happen at all that people like this company, especially in the middle of a pending lawsuit, should be allowed to update any patents or trademarks or anything of the sort because what's stopping them from just creating all these new patents and shit, putting them out there and going, yeah, we already know it's in your game and you haven't been, what should I say, been using our patents and stuff, but we're just going to, or we know you're breaking any laws and stuff, but we're making it now that you're breaking a law for something you put in your game or you're doing with your game. And I find that really fucking stupid. I find that really, 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 trying to choose my words here. Really, I'm just going to say patent troll-esque. Just like they did it for, like, the patent trolls were trying to take away and make people pay for licenses to do podcasting and stuff. Yeah. That was a thing. What's the slippery slope? How far are these companies allowed to go to do this stuff? And why are they allowed to do that stuff if it's just not for money? But here's the thing. These companies don't go after these other companies unless if they're making financial hay or if they're doing too well or whatnot. That's when people like this, like Nintendo, are going after Palworld, even though Palworld's been out a very long time. Why not just put out a cease and desist on Palworld a long time ago when they first came out? Because then you could just say, hey, it's breaking a lot of our rules and regs and whatnot. So what else is new? I don't know. I'm all miffed about this because it's like, Nintendo, go fuck yourselves. But also, I still buy Nintendo stuff. Like, I just pre-ordered Mario Party Jamboree or Super Mario Party Jamboree. I do plan on maybe purchasing that Zelda game down the road. I still purchase Nintendo games, maybe hardware in the future, but we'll see down the road when the Switch 2 gets announced and comes out. But I do buy Nintendo products still, but I have a hard time and I have a bad taste in my mouth of when they're doing so well and they're so successful, but yet they're still wanting to go after the little companies like this, because PocktPair and Palworld they're not the richest of companies, but they're getting well known and they're making a lot of money. I don't like how, this company is doing better. Oh, we're going to freak out over here because, no, Pokemon is our thing. No, it should only be us doing Pokemon-esque stuff. So we got to sue the shit out of them, have them go away, just like all the patent trolls or just like all the emulator guys and people doing projects. But for those guys, they bring it upon themselves because all those emulator creation guys and people out there, they usually try to put up Patreons and stuff like that, try to make money, which makes Nintendo go big no on that, because if you're just making emulators and stuff and breaking our system so people could play ROM hacks of our games or whatnot, because, theft in digital media is very big and rampant, Nintendo's like worried that, you're going to sell this thing where people could play our games for free, because who knows if there's a ROM site somewhere out there that we didn't go and sued to non-existence over, but that could potentially harm our business. Yes, they're going to go after it, but they're going after people that are making money. That's the biggest grievous right there. And I understand it. If you're a company, if you're a person making these ROMs and emulator things to hack the ROMs of the games that Nintendo's making, and you're just blatantly trying to make money off of your thing to rip off these said games for your emulator, and you're basically having a Patreon or something or GoFundMe to pay yourself for that and tell people, go to this to support me. Of course you're going to have a Nintendo knocking at your door, because you're publicly trying to make money off of it instead of behind the scenes, and you're getting caught, and they're telling you, no, shut it down, and then you got to shut it down and either give all that money back or go hide in some kind of foreign country that doesn't give that money back to people. Anywho, Nintendo is very litigious. They've always been like that. They'll never change. They never change their ways. It's just like Nintendo and their consoles being online. They'll never change their ways on that because it's Nintendo, and they're very big sticklers on a lot of the stuff. But back to the Palworld Nintendo thing. A lot of lawyers and experts are saying that even though Nintendo is suing Palworld, or aka PocktPair, Palworld, the lawsuit itself unlikely to do major damage to Palworld or PocktPair, to the Palworld developer. I'm just reading some more of this. It doesn't seem like it's going to hurt them too much. They might have to pay some money down the road if they lose their cases. They might have to let Nintendo wet their beaks on their product, which I'm sure that's what Nintendo wants to do. I don't think they're going to get them to shut down or anything because they're a legit company that makes legit games and does that stuff. I hope they win. But it's not going to be, everybody's also agreeing this isn't going to be some quick lawsuit either. This is going to be a long, drawn-out lawsuit between Nintendo and PocktPair because there's going to be some big fight going on. You know, I'm sure PocktPair's like, hey, we're ready to go. We got money on our side. We got all our fans that give us all this money, which they wish they could just use it for just making more better games or improving Palworld more and updating that more, but they got to go out and use some of that money to get lawyered up and keep Nintendo off their backs and go to battle with Nintendo. But it's still not hurting them because, like I said, they've just came out on the PS5 in Japan and they're out everywhere else. They updated the game, the Palworld game, got updated and stuff with a lot of improvements and stuff. And also, apparently, even though there's a lot ongoing lawsuit against them by Nintendo, PocktPair still signs a deal for a mobile version to be made. And the deals with PUBG, they signed with the PUBG company Krafton to develop a mobile version of the hit game. If you know Krafton or PUBG's that competitor. They were the original Fortnite where everybody was playing PUBG all the time, jumping around, shooting in the open world, all the crazy stuff, flying on the magic school bus or something and just coming on down. And then Fortnite and everybody else followed suit and took those ideas and ripped them off for them. You know what? I think PUBG, didn't Krafton, a.k.a. PUBG, try to sue Epic Games and Palworld and Fortnite for that, where they were trying to do the same stuff, and I guess I think that lawsuit got dropped or something. So if that's possible, hopefully the lawyers over and the judges over in Japan and stuff see it the same way and go, yeah, they got some similarities and all this stuff, and throwing a Pokeball should not be something that you can claim, because for one thing, anybody should be able to throw any way they want. And if it is just the way that the Pal Ball is being thrown, is one of those strategic, what should I say here? One of those methods that Nintendo doesn't like PocktPair using in Palworld, because it's too much like throwing a Pokeball, then they should go recheck themselves and go fuck themselves, because there's many games that use that similar to same approach to throwing balls. Probably a lot of sports games, probably a lot of other games. You probably got to go after all of them if there's a way to do that, but that's not what they're doing. They're just going after Palworld. Anyways, there's still, being a mobile version of the game. PUBG, I'm sure, wants to get some extra money in their pockets, because PUBG isn't making as much as I'm sure it is before. Krafton, they want to expand a little bit. So why not? Why not make a Palworld mobile version? I would never play Palworld on a phone, but there's people that will, because people are... people are people. There's a song about that. People are people, and what you must see. Let's see, anything else? Okay. Here's some of the lawsuit stuff going on with. On the other side, The Pokemon Company wins $15 million copyright lawsuit against against game that copied Pokemon characters. See, like I said, they're going after anybody and anybody that's making money. This was against a Chinese company that appeared to be blatantly using Pokemon characters in its game, which, okay, if they're definitely using Pokemon characters in their game blatantly, understandable. So the Pokemon Company announced its success in a lawsuit over Pocket Monster Reissue, also known as Kawodeyaongai Fook. I totally butchered that thing because it's so long of a name. A turn-based role-playing mobile game alleged to include characters such as Ash Ketchum and Pikachu. The Shenzhen Intermediate People's Court has acknowledged the copyright infringement and ordered one of 6 companies accused to pay 107 million Chinese yen, or around 15.8 million in damages. 3 of these remaining 6 companies were ordered to bear joint liability, but have filed an appeal. Here's the funny thing. They won this lawsuit in China, the place where every idea has been ripped off from the United States, Japan, you name it. The Chinese part of the world rips it off. They're known for that. These companies ripping off blatantly Pokemon characters and selling this role-based playing mobile game, probably mostly only in China. I am surprised in hell that the Pokemon Company and Nintendo won that lawsuit. I wonder if they'll get any of that money, because this is China we're talking about here, where things and ideas go to get taken without paid for, where ideas and stuff get ripped off left and right. So it makes me wonder. But Nintendo, they had the right to go after that. That was a time where a lawsuit from Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, because Nintendo basically owns the Pokemon Company. They have a big stake in the Pokemon Company, but technically we all know they own the Pokemon Company a little bit. They're in very big cahoots. Because if the Pokemon Company was to, try to sell a Pokemon game on an Xbox or something, I don't think that would ever happen. But that'd be interesting, seeing a Pokemon game on an Xbox or something. Woo! Anyway, okay, Nintendo, if you want to go after people that are blatantly ripping off stuff like Ash Ketchum and Pikachu and all that stuff in their games, go right ahead. If you want to go after people that are doing similarities but they're still doing more broad stuff, and it's not just the capture and stuff, and then you got Pokemons with guns, or you got pals with guns, not Pokemon, but pals with guns, and you don't have Pokemon with guns and stuff, there should be a difference. There should be a big difference on suing. You could say, hey, maybe one of your or your pals look exactly like one of our Pokemon. Maybe change it up a little bit or something, because it looks exactly like this Pokemon character or something, and then just be on your way. But it seems like they want to go for the whole kid and caboodle pie of the whole thing. So I don't find that good. I don't know. I'm on the side of PocktPair and Palworld, not just because I love playing the game and I own it and I'm scared to death that it would go away or anything. It's just, I think they got a decent game. Sure, they're doing some likeness kind of stuff, but they're not blatantly ripping off everything. I don't even think they really have a story in there. I guess they're creating a story basically around Palworld and all that stuff, but there's really no story on it. Pokemon, there's a story, there's a thing going on. They're doing real battles and stuff. I consider the battles in PocktPair to be still very limited. But anyway, I'm not in this lawsuit. We'll see as the lawsuit is ongoing. Maybe we'll eventually find out what PocktPair is being sued for, because Nintendo has not yet made it clear what they're suing for, what trademarks, what copyrights, etc., etc. They're suing about, but they got something, I guess. And all those pokey freak fanboys and girls out there that are so Nintendo protective over Nintendo, saying, no, you should totally sue PocktPair and Palworld and the world for everything. Why don't you just hold your fucking horses, just play the fucking games and shut the fuck up? Because Nintendo doesn't need you guys being the whole cheer squad for them. They can do their own litigation on their own. And two, go fuck yourselves, because PocktPair and Palworld is a very good game. A lot better than your busted ass Pokemon games that have come out recently. And probably the next one too, that are all going to be the same thing. And that's probably why I won't get the next Pokemon game, because if they're not going to change up, why don't they make it more like Palworld? Come on, Nintendo. Fight fire with fire. Make your next Pokemon game like Palworld. Then you guys can sell the Nintendo version for so much money, and you can make $70 on the next Pokemon game that's like Palworld and make it really good looking, and then you don't even have to sue them, because you'll make so much money. They'll just not make any money from the games, and then they'll have to falter and make another game or whatever, or just close on down because they can't afford to keep doing stuff with Palworld. I don't know. Nintendo. Stuck in their ways forever. They're going to be stuck in their ways for a very long time, forever. I don't think they'll ever change anything of what they do and how they do it. Okay, folks, we're going to get into the games news section next, because I don't have anything else more to talk about except for a bunch of gaming news here that I would like to get through. I know this is going to be like another almost 3-hour podcast, but hey, I think I'm getting through it faster than I usually do. And hopefully everything I talked about in the beginning of this podcast was decent. Always let me know, folks. I'd like to know. Email me at oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. That's oldfreakygamer@gmail.com. Or go on Twitter, X, and go to my Twitter handles at oldfreakygamer. And then you can tweet me, send me a DM, whatever. Let me know. You guys got any questions? You guys got theories? I'd like to hear about it. I get some emails here and there and some tweets on things that I might talk about on the podcast or on Twitter or whatnot. And it's good. Keep them coming. I always like to hear what other gamers out there like to talk about, what you guys think on all this stuff, because it's always fascinating for me on how the things. What do you think about Palworld or PocktPair and stuff like that? I like to know. And I'll be keeping my eyes and ears open for the future of that stuff, because why not? And let me know about the podcast. You know, how you like the podcast still. And tell your friends, family, coworkers, whoever else that likes video games, tell them about the podcast. It's free. It's easy to download, listen to, even with my nasally drone. You know, I think it's a decent podcast. I've been starting to listen to my own podcasts of myself. I'm not a narcissist. I never used to like to listen to myself, but sometimes I've been listening to my own podcast lately, and I'm like, okay, maybe tweak the audio a little bit, do this and that. But, you know, like I said, it's all a free podcast, so free podcast, free videos. You get what you pay for, folks. That's what they say. You get what you pay for. And I think I do a very decent job. Even though I've been doing this for years and years and years, and I haven't really changed much in my podcasting abilities, but I think I'm doing a decent job. I know my tech has gotten a lot better, so I've been happy with that. So why don't we get into the Games Talk News next? Because that's what we will do. Games Talk News next. You know what the great thing about me not having to do this podcasting live? I can go and do some other stuff for a second while this video and podcasting is paused, and I could go off and to do something else very quickly and then come back to doing what I gotta do. So, yeah, that's always been great. So here is the games news part of the show.
The games
And I popped my ears.
From the past week.
Yes, I popped my ears, folks. I was blowing my nose because, sinuses, they never go away. And my nose is a little stuffed on one side and the other side's clear. But yeah, they still got the sinus pressure. And then you blow your nose and then your ears pop. Because there's no way to do it because I'm trying to blow hard enough to get whatever is in here to open up or whatever. And then my ears go boop. And then you get that weird whoosh, euphoria. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anywho, bunch of games news. I had to cut a lot of news out of the games section because a lot of it's like, sure, I could talk about it, but I got so much on the plate, on my plate, that is, and so much to talk about. I'm like, okay, let's pick some stuff, pick and choose. A lot of this stuff is in each other as news stories, so it's not like it's tons of news stories that I'm talking about here. It's a lot of it's together, but I just have multiple things open up because there might be interesting stuff to talk about in some of this stuff. So this one, Crafton. This was, I think this came out, when does this came out? This came out last month, technically, this news story, so 2 weeks ago. Crafton stated that it didn't buy Tango Gameworks from Microsoft for profit. We don't think Hi-Fi Rush 2 is going to make us money. We can't acquire Tango Gameworks based on their financials. So PUBG publisher Crafton has said it didn't, they said sad in this and not said, has said it didn't buy Tango Gameworks from Microsoft because it cares about making a profit, with the CEO Chang Hen Kim admitting, we don't think Hi-Fi Rush 2 is going to make us money. Kim stated that Crafton swooped in to save the studio after Xbox announced its closure because it cares about legacy and allowing creativity to flourish in the video game industry. So you don't think Hi-Fi Rush 2 is going to make you guys any money? Okay. Usually when people own companies, they want products to make them money because that's the whole real reason a company's around, unless if you're a non-profit. And I'm pretty sure PUBG Crafton is not a non-profit company. And I don't think they're in the business to buying squandered companies just because they're not going to use their talents or try to make money off of them. And I can understand the whole Star Trek-esque thing of saying, oh, we believe that these companies should be able to make more, be more creative and make creative games and stuff, even if they don't make us any money. I find that hard to believe. I don't know anybody out there, unless if they have so much money at Crafton, and the guy's like, I don't care. Let this company flourish a little bit. I want to see what else they might make. I want to see what Hi-Fi... Maybe he wants to just play Hi-Fi Rush 2. It's like, and then we'll use them for PUBG stuff or whatever. Well, I don't know. It seems very weird. But it is a company that made unique games, but they're not really good games. Like they made... The Evil Within, and of course I didn't play in the Evil Within games, but I did try Ghostwire Tokyo out, and even though Ghostwire Tokyo is an interesting, pretty-looking game, it is a quite boring game. I deleted that game off my gaming list right away after I played a bit of it. I just was really not having any fun with it. It was just boring. Interesting stuff, but just boring. So, yeah, a bunch of non-winners, and then you got, after that, Hi-Fi Rush, which was a surprise hit. And then Microsoft's like, well, we're shutting you guys down because you guys are not making us any profits. It's hard to believe another company like Crafton and the CEO, Kim, would just take it over. It is a weird thing. Weird thing that he stated there. I don't know. It might just be something that is not really true, that they're going to use them, utilize them for that studio for something more, but they're still going to let them do their own creative stuff like Hi-Fi Rush 2, which I will buy that game day one when it comes out. I wonder if they'll have another partnership with Microsoft. Like, I wonder if they'll still make it, we could put it on Game Pass on Xbox, day one, because it did such game busters the first time. We'll do it again. Maybe. Who knows? I don't know. He stated also that we're trying to increase our portfolio lineup, and Tango Gameworks comes into play there. We can't acquire Tango Gameworks based on their financials or their numbers, right? We don't think Hi-Fi Rush 2 is going to make us money, to be frank, but it's part of our attempt. We have to keep trying in the spirit of challenge taking. Tango Gameworks are creative. They want to try something new, and we want to do more of that as well. So I guess they bought them because they're a creative company and they want to take risks on the creative companies and try to make their company bigger, and maybe they'll find some more hits. So I can understand that, but I don't know. I don't know on that. But more on that, the Hi-Fi Rush 2 developer also wants it to offer a more open world type of experience. The new owner states will continue working on it for sure. So basically, Hi-Fi Rush 2 looks like a certainty following the PUBG company acquisition of Tango Gameworks. Let's see here. Crafton's head of corporate development, Maria Park, was asked about the company's plan for Hi-Fi Rush franchise following the acquisition. Park stated that Tango Gameworks wants to bring the first game to other platforms, which aren't they doing with Nintendo Switch anyways? I think they are. Now, my question is, does Microsoft still own Hi-Fi Rush, the first one, or does Tango Gameworks own Hi-Fi Rush and the franchise, that franchise? Because originally, like in other games, sometimes Microsoft kept the game, but then the company took... Because they kept the other games. I think maybe Hi-Fi Rush was the game that Microsoft did not keep, that they let Tango Gameworks keep, and then they kept the other games, I guess. I forget. There's so many weird things going on behind the scenes. But basically, Tango Gameworks wants to put the game out on all different platforms, and wants to work on Hi-Fi Rush DLC, which is awesome because there is like DLC cliffhangers in Hi-Fi Rush, which it's like, oh yeah, we all thought you were going to do some DLC for this. Then rather than rush out a sequel, which is great, make some extra money on the side from DLC, sell for $20-$30 depending on how big the DLC is, and then work on your next game, because then you could go, hey, here PUBG, here's some money for you guys. Thank you for trusting us, and now we're gonna make Hi-Fi Rush 2, and PUBG will be go ahead, motherfuckers, make the Hi-Fi Rush 2. So Tango Gameworks wants to take the necessary time to refine the game and come up with with a different experience. So Tango Gameworks was also already working on Hi-Fi Rush 2 when Crafton first met with the team, but it had a 6-month-old build already. Well, that's interesting. With the goal of offering a more open world type of game after the linear level design of the first. So they want to make it more open world and bigger. Okay. I did like the linear approach to Hi-Fi Rush. So hopefully they don't make Hi-Fi Rush 2 too open world, because then it just get out of control like every other open world game. I did like the more inside the space of Hi-Fi Rush 2. So they do want to make Hi-Fi Rush 2. They want it to surpass the expectations of the existing fans. Like some of the feedback stated that Hi-Fi Rush was just, some people felt it was just going through factories. So now they want to give a more open world type of experience. So outside in parks and stuff, and in the city maybe. Okay, that makes sense. But don't forget, they made Hi-Fi Rush on a smaller budget, and they wanted to make it tighten it up a bit because it was the first game. So I can understand that. But yeah, good on good Tango Gameworks. Hopefully, Hi-Fi Rush 2 comes out really strong, good and strong, and I hope we see some good DLC for the first one. I would like to see that. Talking more about Star Wars Outlaws, folks, in this next news story. They did update it. They updated it on October 3rd. Focused on bug fixes and improvements. Update 3 will follow on October 24th, featuring some quality of life improvements. And, of course, they're going to put it out on Steam as well. Or no, but the big day will come a month later on November 21st, as confirmed earlier week, is Star Wars Outlaws will release on Steam. Okay, so that one. Okay, November 21st is when it comes out on Steam. Got it. And plus there'll be some DLC for that as well coming out. So basically, Ubisoft and the team at Ubisoft has the roadmap, Star Wars roadmap for Star Wars Outlaws. Like I said, they just improved some bug fixes and improvements now with Update 2. Which is weird that they started with Update 2 and not just Update 1. I guess we already had an update, so this is Update 2. I don't know. And then Update 3, quality of life improvements. Title Update 4, combat and stealth improvements. Free additional contracts, so that's cool. That'll be an Update 4 with additional free contracts and stuff like that. I'm going to continue to play it. A lot of people said, like Jeff Gersman says, they're going to hold off on playing this for a while because they want to wait for the bug fixes and whatnot. Like I said, I have not seen many bugs in this game. There was some little annoyances, which they did just update. Where is that? Do I have that in this one, or is it in the next one? I thought I had. Oh, here we go. Why did I accidentally have it over here? Okay, so I had this, the update thing, Star Wars Outlaws patch, which they announced that they tweaked the stealth. So this is update 1.2, I guess, is here. They updated stealth again. Like I said, I haven't played this yet. So when I update it and play it, I'll find out what it does. And it improves performance on Xbox, which I thought was pretty good anyways with performance on my Xbox Series X. Never had any problems with it. But I guess they came out with a bunch of new bug fixes and stealth improvements and stuff like that. I'll quickly go through the patch notes if you're interested in this. So Massive Entertainment tweaked the game's stealth mechanics because I guess people were having issues. Some of them, I'll tell you what is good and what I just didn't care about. So notable changes. Tweak the overall stealth experience by adjusting the AI detection, the number of NPCs and their positioning, patrol pathing, camera detection, and highlighted environmental opportunities to reduce player friction. Yes and no. Yes, mostly yes. It is pretty annoying. It was annoying to me that you get detected by the AI characters, the AI like the stormtroopers or the bad guys. Like they can detect you way sooner than you would think they could detect you, or they can do a lot of stuff. They just have the ability to be a little more high strung than they should be. And a number of NPCs, yes, they can add up too. I can understand. Maybe they take off like 2 or 3. It depends on what areas and how many of these NPCs you need, because you want it to be as realistic in the Star Wars universe as possible. So you want to get rid of too many NPCs for those stealth sequences and stuff. You want enough guarding in the bases and stuff like that to make it feel real. And the positioning, patrol pathing. So I guess better patrol pathing. Never had any problem with their patrol pathing. They usually go in the same circles or back and forth or whatever. Camera detection. Yeah, I don't know. I never had truly any camera. I got caught by the camera, but that was because I was in the green circle area, so that was more my fault. But I never really had any problem with the camera detection. And highlighting environmental opportunities to reduce player friction. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Does that mean where the problem is, where the base is, what your opportunity is? Is that what they mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm reading out of context on that. But yes, AI detection, some positioning and stuff. Yeah, I can understand that might be something that they needed to change up a little bit. Fixed an issue where players would get stuck in the hyper jump sequence towards Kijimi. Well, first off, I never went to Kijimi yet, or Kijimi. I never went there yet, so I never had that problem. Fixed an issue where the takeoff button prompt wouldn't be shown after the wreck mission. Did I do the wreck? I don't know if I did the wreck. But if I did, I didn't have a problem with that either, because I would have remembered it. Improved the position of the speeder camera when the FOV was increased. Yes, I was having some interesting camera movements and stuff. When I'm on my speeder bike, sometimes you're going too low or too high and you're like whipping around the speeder bike. And sometimes, yes, the camera position would get really crazy in the speeder when you're riding your speeder. I can understand that. Improved the speeder's response and reaction when called. Okay. That needed a little work. I can definitely understand that. Improved the speeder collision with the environment to reduce being knocked off the speeder. Yes, for somebody like me that easily gets knocked off my speeder a lot and hits rocks and things and shit like that. Yes, I like that a lot. I think I need it so I'm stuck on my speeder a little bit better. Just like how you would want someone to stick to the walls. Maybe they should have did that too, where Kbps can climb up walls better. Bring more of the Assassin's Creeding into the Star Wars Outlaws game and let her climb those walls easier and jump from rock to rock and not just get stuck. Let's see here. Karo's Speakeasy fixed an issue where the energy barrier was not disabled after successfully slicing the panel on Mirogana. I think the energy barrier was disconnected when I did that. I think it was. I'll have to go back and check. I think I did that mission. I think it was already was disabled, but I'll go back and recheck that one. Fixed an issue where players could not interact with the triangulation stone in Jet Cordo's quest line on the Chishara and where the holo tracker would not spawn in the Trailblazer. Nope, don't remember having any issues with that. Other patch notes: improved stability and performance across all platforms, fixed frames per second drops with Intel Arc GPUs. Like, who's using Intel Arc GPUs out there? How many of you are playing this game with an Arc GPU? You should be ashamed of yourself. Radeon cards or NVIDIA cards? What's with the fucking Arc shit? Even Intel has basically dropped that Arc product line because they're not feeling it anymore. Added VRAM impact to RTXDI. Is that I usage? Okay. Some more RAM to jam. General gameplay: improved animation of K's movements. She was a little jerky, but okay. Scaled AI reaction to environment actions from investigation to combat. When Nyx detonates an NPC's grenade more than once. Okay. Reduced adrenaline gain when using melee. I guess. Added a quick throw button for using grenades. Oh, yes. Definitely need to. I want to do quicker grenade. Because you got to go down. You got to push, I think, down on the D-pad or right on the D-pad or something on the D-pad. And then you got to select the grenade and then throw it. I didn't like that. That takes too long to do. Especially when you could get a lot of those thermal grenades out there. Improved conflicts when crouching near ledges. When camera is facing the opposite direction. Reduced detection chances when using cover. I never have any problem with detection chancing when I'm in cover. No. Improved the speeder controls when using a mouse. Added a tutorial reminder for the blaster stun module. Improved elements of the Death Trooper event. I never went and had to fight the Death Troopers. I always wanted to, but I always missed the opportunity to. Improved sniper rifle sensitivity. Improved speeder collision with the environment to reduce being. They already said that before. Added ability to press jump twice when near a grapple point to activate it. Improved animations after takedown. Improved melee animation after punching an enemy wearing a helmet. Fixed an issue where K wouldn't receive any damage from enemy blasters. What's wrong with that? If I didn't get any damage from an enemy blaster, that's beautiful. Fixed an issue where Nyx accessories and treats were not showing in the menu when in space. Did I notice any of that? I don't know. Let's see here. Fixed an issue where controller presets weren't saved when playing on a different console of the same platform. Fixed an issue where K would get stuck in out of bound areas. Fixed an issue where grappling hook wouldn't snap to the correct position. Fixed an issue where K would incorrectly lose reputation when trespassing in a syndicate districts. Fixed an issue where some NPCs would not be distracted by Nyx. Yeah, sometimes I have that problem. Let's see here. There's just so many little issues and tweaks that they did. Fixed an issue where open world events would get deactivate after getting close to the location. Okay. UI, HUD, and settings. Added syndicate names to individual contracts. Improved the flow of individual expert screens to the view abilities to become ready to unlock. Updated the description of gear sets to match their efforts. Changed the default setting for the speeder to keyboard WASD rather than mouse on PC. Wow, okay. Improved the in-game menu scrolling. Improved description. Let's see here. Then they got graphics stuff, improved the performance of VRAM, XT, XDI, frame generation, and ray construction, fixed various graphical corruptions during takeoff and landing sequences when in space, fixed an issue specific gear sets flickering in the game a generation is on, fixed an issue where some of the object lighting was not appearing correctly, improved environmental terrain and foliage, and a whole bunch of other stuff here. Whew. Audio. Added additional background dialogue to improve immersion. Okay. Adjusted audio levels of environmental objects and player NPC reactions. Fixed an issue where Cantina music stopped after speaking to a contract giver. They got some stuff on cinematics, camera, worlds, flora and fauna, whole thing on Sabak, photo mode, accessibility, miscellaneous. Main and side quests like Kanto Bite, Tashahara, Tatooine, Akiva, stuff like that. So much stuff that they put into this patch. I'm really wondering what this game is going to be like now that this patch 1.2 is out, because that's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. That makes me really gotta focus and try to get out there and try to get it to playing it today. We'll see. We'll see. I always say that. We'll see. When I got the time, I want to focus on it. Especially when I'm playing Minecraft and stuff. Let's see here. Ubisoft admits StarWars Outlaws underperformed. We just talked about that. Yeah, they felt like it. I hear, and I don't know if it's in the article, but I heard they only sold 5 million copies or something, or was it 1 million copies? What was it? And what did these people say here? Because people are saying that people are finally getting sick of the Ubisoft brand and stuff. Yes. Let's see here. How many copies of Star Wars Outlaws? $1 million units. Okay, so apparently, since August to now, which this came out August, September. Now we're in October. Only 1 million copies. Is that including digital purchases? Only 1 million copies of Star Wars Outlaws have been sold. That's kind of horrible. In big games coming out like that, that's pretty sad. And like I said, people, I strongly have to say to all people, and I'm not the only one that's been saying this, Jeff Gerstmann's been saying it too, and he usually hates a lot of games. He usually hates all these games. But Jeff Gerstmann, I think a couple other people are saying the same. Got to just give this game a chance, people. This game is pretty damn good. If you like Star Wars or not, if you're into that universe, or even if you're sick of Star Wars, this is different. This is more than just, there's no lightsabers in Jedi. This is the Outlaws. This is the underground of Star Wars. This is the stuff that I like to see. I like to see the people expand outside of the Jedi stuff when it comes to Star Wars. And I think Star Wars Outlaws is really cool, even though I got to continue to play some more of it when I get a chance. But I can understand people are just tired of many Ubisoft games and stuff, and how big they are and how much they cost, like any other game. And it's not just Ubisoft's games. A lot of other people's games have been not performing as well. I just said Square Enix talks about it. Microsoft's always talking about it. Probably EA and other people. There's very few people that are making a lot of money on their games. So it's not just Ubisoft, but Ubisoft's been in a lot of other turmoil, and their games have been underperforming for a while as well. And it's just crazy, and it's such a great game, and people have to give it a chance. Let it, even if, I know people probably want to wait till it goes on sale, because that's another thing that hurts Ubisoft, because everybody knows Ubisoft games go on sale sooner than later, so that's another reason. But got to give it a chance. Got to give the game a chance. I highly recommend it. And I should actually do more videos, more Star Wars Outlaws videos, because it is such a good game. I like the game. I love the characters. I think Nyx's awesome little creature character and stuff like that. And it's a great game. It's a great game. I can't keep saying it's a great game. I got to play the great game. I got to get back into it. That's the thing. And I think this whole thing of Assassin's Creed Shadows being delayed till February 2025 or February 14th, 2025 will help me at least be able to play more Star Wars Outlaws by then, get more of that gaming in time in other games, because there's been still too many games. I still got tons of games in my backlog. There's still other games coming out. We got another console coming out eventually. Supposedly by next fall, winter, we'll have a new GTA game coming out, maybe. Some people have been saying maybe that might be pushed back again, but there might be another GTA game, so yeah. But Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed to February 14th, 2025 because of other games have been underperforming, like Star Wars Outlaws, only selling 1 million copies apparently. And in the statement, Ubisoft stated it needs more time to polish and refine the experience, pushing further some of our key features because they want to make this game really good and they want people to have fun playing it, like me. So when I purchase it on February 14th and I play the game, I'll have a great time. Also, they want to get this game out day one on Steam, and not just sell it in their stupid Ubisoft store, which I think is a very good, a really good idea. I think that's something that they should really do instead of going, no, we want people to purchase it on Ubisoft store. Not many people want to do that, just like other stores. So Ubisoft returned to day one Steam releases, starting with Assassin's Creed Shadows. And then eventually they're also bringing Star Wars Outlaws to there as well. Let's see here. Because Steam broke its record for PC players online, hitting 38,366,479 concurrents. I could be one of those concurrents. I play games on Steam more so now. I bought more Steam games recently on Steam because they got Steam sales and stuff. And if I'm not buying games on Xbox, I'm buying games on Steam. If I can't get them on the Xbox PC store, I get them on the Steam store. What can I say? And they sell more games. Steam is the store known to sell PC games, if people like it or not. Even though they are a monopolistic dominance, it's not their fault. It's not Game Newell's fault. That company just basically lucked into people liking Steam. Because I even remember, because originally I didn't want to buy games on Steam. I'm like, what? Buying games on this company? I don't know. But as it got bigger and bigger, Steam became a juggernaut. Game Newell and them made Steam the way it is today and making that store early on the number one store to purchase PC games on. And they just been running with that ever since. And it's a juggernaut of a store. And they just did it by luck. They just got lucky they were at the right time, at the right place at the right time. They did the right stuff. They're still innovating very slowly, but they're still innovating in stuff like hardware and stuff. They got the Steam Deck and all that, trying to make a better experience for PC gamers out there. Even though they don't make too many of their own games, even though we'd all like a new Half-Life or something else from Valve, they still, they do some Dota, they do some of their other stuff, but they're really big on the store. That's what they're doing. And they're doing a great job. And I don't care if they're a monopoly. You still got the Epic Store. You got Xbox PC Store. You got your, is it the Rockstar Clan or is it going to be the Take-Two store? You got all these other game stores out there, but Steam is Steam. They don't have... Technically, you could say Steam has no connections with any other gaming company. The only connections they have is that the other game companies sell their games through Steam, and Steam makes profit, they make profit, and it's a great overall experience for us gamers, as PC gamers, to purchase games off of. enough said on that. It's a great experience overall playing games via Steam. Also, people have been saying in the chat remarks that also if you're releasing a game on Steam and not requiring to use Ubisoft Connect and stuff like that, the revenue would go up. Yes, that's another thing I have a problem with. Like I said earlier today in the podcast, that when I was playing Monopoly 2024, that stupid Ubisoft Connect, whatever, would keep popping up on my screen. I think it was Ubisoft Connect, or it's the Ubisoft whatever. I think it was Connect. It's annoying. I hate that they keep pushing it. It should be something that you can turn on or turn off, and if you want to do it, do it. If you don't, you don't. Sony has this problem. Sony puts out their games. I guess they're doing that now where they're requiring you to get a PSN account for now until the pushback gets really big. They didn't do that for Ratchet and Clank, but I'm still waiting for Ratchet and Clank to go down in price. Originally, I had the game, and I just wanted to see how the Steam refund policy is for their games, and I'm going to tell you this, folks. The Steam refund policy for games on Steam is a lot better than the Xbox PC or Xbox digital returns policy is via Microsoft's Xbox and stuff and PC. Because I couldn't return Tomb Raider when it was butt-ass broken on Xbox, even though I only played a little bit of it, and I barely played any of it because I was stuck and I was trying to figure stuff out and reinstalling it a bunch of times, and it was stupid as hell. And then they rejected my refund because Microsoft and them don't give a shit about if you purchase a game digitally, I guess. Even though I could have probably just charged back my credit card, but that would put that into other bad circumstances, like they'd probably cancel my accounts and I wouldn't have my legacy of being Demonic Core 06 anymore on Xbox Live. All my games would be gone. They would do some pretty big damage on me for PC games and Xbox games and stuff. I'd be pretty much fucked if they were to retaliate on that. So, but Steam, they were gracious to give me a refund for Ratchet and Clank Into the Rift, because originally I purchased it. I was planning on going to play it. Then there was another Steam game that came out that I wanted to play, which I never played yet really either. But I wanted to return it because I still felt like, even though I purchased it, I felt like it was still way too expensive for Ratchet and Clank yet. And then it went off sale and all the other weird shit that was happening to it. Now it's back to, what, $60, $70 again on Steam. I hate Sony's pricing. It's an older game. It's been on the Steam store for a while. You should lower the price on the games. I know they feel like their value doesn't go away, but that is completely false. And I know they're just trying to push people onto their own console, because I bet you Ratchet and Clank, if I was going to purchase that Ratchet and Clank game on the PS4 or 5 or something, I bet you it's cheaper. I bet you it's on sale and it's cheaper. They just don't want to do it on Steam because they want to try to get you for the full price. Microsoft does that too, you know. So I can't just say it's Sony. Microsoft does that too for their games on Steam. Now that they're putting their games on Steam on top of the PC store, of the Xbox PC store, because they just want to be in more places. But with Sony's, I feel like it's more egregious because it's a game that shouldn't be $60, $70. I don't know. I'm waiting for it to go like down to $30 or something. Like I said, if I see it for like 30, 35 or something, maybe I'll pick it up again. I don't know. We'll see. Because I do really want to play that Ratchet and Clank game, but I kind of touched him. I forgot to put that in my games that I played. I actually played some of the Spiderman Miles Morales game as well on the ROG Ally, and it ran pretty good on the ROG Ally and on the TV. I should put that in there. I forgot to add that in there. There, let me add that in there now. Yes. Spiderman. Whoops. Not there. Spiderman. So Spiderman. I think it's called Miles Morale. This or S? Yes. Morales. I can change it. ROG Ally. There we go. Yes, I did play some Spider-Man Miles Morales on my ROG Ally. I forgot to mention that. I forgot all about it until now, because when I was at my friend's house, I did play that via the ROG Ally, and it played quite well. It looked very good. It looked like a PS3, 3 game. I would say 3 game. But it still looked and played pretty damn good. It was pretty swingy and movie, even though I'm suck at swinging. But I played some of it. It was good. So that was another game I played. I totally forgot about that. I just remembered it now, talking about it. That was one of those Steam games, Xbox or PlayStation games that I bought on Steam. I got the Spider-Man Remastered game on Steam. I got Spider-Man Miles Morales on Steam. I got that Horizon Zero Dawn game on Steam as well. So 3 PlayStation games, and not having to own a PlayStation to buy and play them. So there you go, folks. So yes, Ubisoft is returning to day one Steam releases with starting with Assassin's Creed Shadows. That should help them out a lot better. Yves Guillemot, CEO of Ubisoft, still says they're not trying to push any specific agendas in their games and their company and stuff like that. They just want to remain committed to creating games for fans and players that everyone can enjoy. I bet he feels that, or I bet he likes to think that way, but a lot of people still state that they do have an agenda. I don't know what the agenda is. I find I must be, what should I say? Not narrow-minded. I must be like in tunnel vision, because when I buy a Ubisoft game, I don't think of anything of agenda-wise. I know people say, well, it's because of how they write the stories and how they are and the worlds that you're at, and from Assassin's Creed games to their Tom Clancy game or whatever. I just buy the games when they're out, and I just play them. I just don't have any yay or nays on any of that stuff, you know? I really don't. I don't have any qualms or quarrels about how any of that stuff is for Ubisoft games. I guess they got some. I guess people have been saying stuff about how they you know, I know all the behind the scenes stuff with the Ubisoft behind the scenes actions. Yes, they should fix that shit, and people should be condemned for their shit that goes on behind the scenes, and yes, maybe do better as a company, but otherwise they put out games that they make. They want people to have fun. They make them really big. They stick a lot of shit in them, and they give you a lot of value, especially when you buy their games a little later, or if you buy their games day one with Microsoft rewards points, and I don't spend that much money. Like I said, I spent $23 on Star Wars Outlaws. I'm going to spend barely any money on Assassin's Creed Shadows when it comes out. So it's a win-win for me. Unless if I buy another game before that, but it's a win-win for me. Well, never mind. I still probably get it for barely nothing, because I should be getting another gift card, another $50 gift card from a certain friend owes me another $50 gift card. So technically I should be getting another almost free game out of it. So yes, I've been saving a fortune, especially, you know, like I said, I purchased that Monopoly game 2024, even though it had bad reviews. I wanted to just try it out because it's a Monopoly game, and it's bare bones of a Monopoly game, but it does a decent job, and I have fun at it. I get to play Monopoly and earn achievements, so I don't care. So I don't look into that agenda stuff. I'm like a child. I'm like, I looked past all that shit. I just enjoy the games that they come out with, and if I can play them up to a point, like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, probably one of the only Assassin's Creed games I ever beat so far, and I loved every minute of it. Played so much of it, so many hours of it. Why not? So, but yeah, I don't know. Pushing agendas, all that stuff. I don't try to get into too many game politics, even though I talk about it all the time. I try not to. As long as we have fun in our games that we play. And Ubisoft, if they're not trying to nickel and dime us for everything, I know people are being a little sour on the Star Wars Outlaws DLC with Jabba the Hutt mission, I guess. But they are a business. They got to make money. As long as they're giving you a lot of value. And I think it's Star Wars Outlaws is a lot of value. I don't know. But that's my opinion. You know, that's my opinion. They're not going out there suing everybody like other companies are, even though they're making a shit ton of money. They're not going out there and suing everybody, because I'm sure Ubisoft has some patents out there or whatnot that they could sue everybody on for something. I'm guessing. A couple other news stories here. A few more. We'll finish this up. Sony's PlayStation 6 chip contract reportedly in the hands of AMD. I guess they were talking with Intel. Of course, Intel didn't get it because Intel couldn't promise them the performance on the new chips, or the money. Money changing hands wasn't the right amount of money. So basically, they're going with AMD again for the next PlayStation chip set. I'm sure Microsoft will do the same because AMD's been offering good deals on chips sets, SoCs on a die for next gen consoles. And if I was Microsoft and I wanted to really do something really good and not, which they, even though they're selling more expensive consoles, but they're just adding storage and some stuff to them. They're not really saying these are the next gen Pro Xbox Pros or anything like Sony is right now. That whole outrageous thing. I didn't even talk about that stuff. That's a whole podcast in itself, I think. But Sony selling PS5 Pros, selling limited numbers of shit like that so-called 20th anniversary, or what is it, 20th, I don't know, anniversary of the PlayStation console or whatever it is. 25th, is it 25 years? 25, 20, 20th, 25, 20? I think 20th sounds better than 25. Anyway, they're selling special editions, and then there's only 12,000 for the whole world, and then they're selling them for like over $1,000, and the PS5 Pro is $700, and even though they're not selling that much money, they're still trying to scam people into buying those, and all the outrageousness that Sony's doing with the PS5 right now and the Pro, and it's just money grabs left and right, and people are buying and taking the bait. They don't care about any of the gamers. They're just trying to make easy profits and trick people into purchasing stuff that they don't really need to purchase. It's not going to help out their games as much as they think. They're all saying, well, wait till GTA 6 comes out. It's going to look beautiful on the PS5 Pro. Okay, it'll look great on my PC or my Xbox Series X. It's Grand Theft Auto, people. It doesn't have to look it's going to look great no matter what. GTA 5 looks amazing on my Series X and stuff. I don't get it. But hey, fanboys will be fanboys. Like I said, I'm a Microsoft Xbox fanboy and all that. I can certainly tell you some stuff that I find I like. But if Microsoft, because they're not doing it, I would hope, and I said this many times before, and I'm going to say it again for the next 20,000 times until they announce their own new next-gen consoles again. If Microsoft decides to get really, what should I say, really if they decide to get really into, oh man, I can never put out the correct words. If they decide to get really serious for the next generation of consoles, maybe try to get them maybe a little cheaper, or at least keep them in the $400 to $450 price range, but go the route of the Nintendo Switch route, because they want to do handhelds. Microsoft says, Phil Spencer said, we're interested in maybe this handheld route, especially with the Xbox console. If they went the route of the Switch and they made a portable Xbox that you can dock, which would give more power in the dock to play games on your TV or undock it and play your games on the go, the Xbox console handheld hybrid, I would be pretty sure would be a very success. And they don't have to have it as a... They could do this too. If they want to save money, I don't know how much this would, affect... I don't know how this would... It could technically work, but I don't know how it would affect game performance and stuff. But they could technically just sell you an Xbox portable handheld and have an empty dock where you just dock it in and it charges up and you can plug it into your TV and play it on your TV and just have the normal power, like a Series S power in your handheld. But if you have a dock that has, you can buy a different dock separately from them that has a GPU system in it, and it bumps that up to 4K 60, whatever, all the way up there, makes it really powerful and stuff, and that's a separate thing that you could purchase separately or in a bundle or something that they want to sell it. That would be a great idea, I would think. That would give them a lot of clout, and plus they can reduce the price point. They can make it like, oh, it's only $300 or $350 for this next gen Xbox portable that can also play it on your TV sets. Or if you want to go even more, it's like $600 for this pro version of this next gen Xbox portable, where it gives you the dock where you dock it in and you get more power for your TV and stuff, so you can do your console gaming on your TV 4K 60 easily. And then I would think they could maybe use that dock as a way to swap out, like if they have improved graphics processing and stuff down the road, they just have to switch out the dock and you just keep your handheld as is, and the dock could get more powerful and you can sell more newer docks down the road. That would be an interesting idea. That's like having one of those GPUs outside your computer that you can upgrade, like Asus does and stuff, like we're doing with the ROG Allies. A little bit, but nobody bought, because why would anybody want to spend another $1,400 on an external dock for their thing? But Microsoft could do it a console version way. But I don't know. That would be interesting to me. Would they do something like that? I don't know. That's just my vision. Sony or Nintendo did it with the Switch when I said, hey, Nintendo should come out with this and a handheld and it should dock and you should be able to do this, and they actually came out with it. It's called the Switch. Microsoft could follow suit and do something with the Xbox. That'd be pretty cool. That'd put them on top again, especially if it's because it's got to be either all digital this time around. Going that time around, they could say, hey, we'll honor all your purchases. If you, they could pop in their discs and they can digitally get the digital one-time code to work and put it on there. They could do stuff. Digitally and stuff with that. And with Game Pass and all that, it helps them out immensely. So we can find out. We can see. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii. It looks as bonkers as it sounds in the spin-off announcement trailer. So next year, people, I think also in February, right? When's this coming out? Shit. Is this coming out in February? Hold on. Oh, they're not saying in here. Why aren't you saying in here? I thought they would say that. think it was February, which that's going to suck for me because Assassin's Creed Shadows is going to come out in February. Oh, wait, here we go. Whoops. Did I do this wrong? What did I do? I fucked everything up, folks. Ah, shit. What did I do? Why can't I go back either? I got rid of the story. Why? And why won't it let me go back? Now I'm on stupid... Oh, God damn it, Kotaku. You suck. I lost my story. Oh, well. Let me Google search this very quickly. Or actually, here, hold on. Bing search it. Yakuza... Hawaii game. There we go. Yakuza, Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza. Okay. When is it coming out? There we go. Go to IGN here. Okay, next year, February 28th. God damn it. Like a Dragon, Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii will be on sale. It is a spin-off in the series, just like a Dragon, The Man Who Erased His Name, and all that stuff that they did with Kiryu. They're doing with Majima. I am super excited. That means Yakuza Like Me will be back on the table in February, at the end of February, or close to the end of February. Because February 28th, let me go here. October, November, December, January, February. That's the last day of the month. That's on a Friday, too. I'm going to be taking off that day and having a party. I'm going to be having a Yakuza party. That'll be a big streaming party where it's going to be Yakuza Like Me playing Like a Dragon Pirates in Hawaii. Sure, they're going to be using a lot of the assets like they did with the Yakuza games because they're going to be going to Hawaii. They're going to use the Hawaiian assets, of course. Stuff from the Yakuza games. So, of course, they made this game a lot faster and easier. Very interested. I love Majima very much. He's a crazy guy. I like Kiryu a lot, but Majima, he is my man. He's the boy. He's the crazy. He is the dog of of the Yakuza thing, and he's going to be like a head pirate and stuff. Oh, I am very, very interested in that. February 28th, folks, coming out. They announced it. I'm ready. I'll be ready for it, even though there's going to be the Assassin's Creed game coming out before it a little bit. It's going to be a bad month for me. A lot of games. And then final news, because this is already going 3 hours already again for the podcast. Nintendo Switch 2 leaker just tipped, and this is all rumor, but it could be legit because we've been hearing and seeing drawings and maybe some parts of this new Switch 2, which looks like a bigger Switch with bigger screen and stuff. Nintendo Switch 2 leaker just tipped the price and the launch date. So presumably, if you think of it, Sony's trying to sell $700 PS5 Pro at an outrageous $700. Nintendo Switch 2, and the ever-increasing rumors, is getting ready for a launch of its own, and also to be announced. People are stating that and claim that the Nintendo Switch 2 will be announced early this month. As I'm talking to you guys, it's supposed to be this month. They're saying October they're supposed to do maybe a special Nintendo Direct and announce the Switch 2 or something. We'll see. With a base price of around $400, which it's going to be more powerful and stuff. It's going to be a little bit bigger. It's probably going to have maybe 1080p, more than 720. It's going to be solid 1080p or something. Maybe it'll be 4K. I don't know. Who knows what's going to be in this console, but it's supposed to be a lot more powerful, stuff like that. And they're thinking the console might also come in 2 different SKUs, probably for more memory in one and then the other. I heard it might come with a terabyte of memory or of storage in one, and then the other one is going to be whatever. Or actually, never mind. I'm looking at this here. In discussion, let's see, 2 SKUs. Also, more expensive version with a slot for physical cartridges. Oh, so one might be all digital, and the other one might be, there must be a football game going on behind me because I'm hearing people going, yeah! One might be without digital only, and one will be with a slot for the physical cartridges. So one with and without. So different price points on that. I also still hear that it won't be coming out with what should I say, an OLED screen. They're going to wait for the next rendition on that, which is why I might wait on the Switch 2, because I want to wait till an OLED version of that comes out down the road as well. But I did hear there was going to maybe be 512 to a terabyte of storage in these things, but we'll see on that. We'll see if it uses SD cards or micro SD cards, because they still use SD cards, right, in these? Do I have an SD card in mine, or is it a micro SD card? I would think a micro SD card, but it's Nintendo, so they're weird on that. But we heard about stuff. Launch date. What was the launch date? Let's see here. Probably, September, October of next year, I'm seeing here. It's not really saying. They said it was going to say, but I'm thinking it's going to be September or October of next year. That's what I'm thinking. That's when they usually release these. The latest would be November, but I'm sure they want to get it out before the whole crazy holidays and Turkey Day and stuff and Black Friday stuff. So I'm thinking, September, October-ish. That's my opinion on the matter. But I don't know. That's what it is. But around $400, stuff like that, that seems to be a legit thing for Nintendo Switch 2, right? Right. Anywho, folks, that was the last of the gaming news. And that is it for the show. Another 3-hour show almost, folks, because there's just so much stuff. And then I got to edit it all and hopefully try to put it all out today. I'm going to try to get it all on Sunday. I know I have my scheduled for Monday, but because I got a lot of extra work and I'm going to be staying late at my job Mondays and Tuesday and stuff, it's going to be more hectic. So I want to try to get the podcast out tonight for all of you guys. And then Wednesday, like I said, I'm not probably going to have anything unless if I shadow drop something to you guys. And then Friday, it's going to be more Skyrim. It's going to be Skyrim Friday again. So that's pretty much the week. It's going to be a light week. Like I said, just got shit to do. A lot of shit going on. Want to get stuff done. So that's it. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for listening to the podcast or watching the podcast on YouTube or at OldFreakyGamer.com. Definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel at OldFreakyGamer. That's just search OldFreakyGamer on YouTube. You'll find my channel. Subscribe. It's free. Go to OldFreakyGamer.com. Email me at OldFreakyGamer@gmail.com or tweet me at OldFreakyGamer. It's simple as that. What else? Anything else? I don't know. I just want to game. I got to get a little bit of cleaning done in the house. I'll do some cleaning after this while I'm editing this podcast, and I'll go back and forth, do some cleaning, play some games, stuff like that. Just enjoy the rest of this day. And then everybody, until the next time, until the next 2 weeks, we'll talk more games. We'll see what goes on in the gaming verse. Maybe Palworld will do something else crazy over at PocktPair and Palworld, and maybe hopefully Ubisoft will change things around. Maybe they'll go private. Never know. Maybe we'll get that launch announcement for the Nintendo Switch 2. Who knows? Who freaking knows? I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. All I know is This podcast is now over, so everybody, game on. Game hard. World Conquest. I'm Mr. Mike. I'm pushing this game and button. This show is now game over. Peace out. And game on.
Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up. It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. 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 Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared.
That's a good game.
Enjoy your gaming.
Dude, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.